All right. We are just getting up and running here. If you guys will all give us a moment, and you probably don't see a video feed yet, but you will here in a moment. But we'll see if we got audio at least. And you probably don't see it. Okay, good. Let's see if we can get you guys some video, and then let us know in the chat if you guys can see and hear us okay, so that we know we are good to go there. So audio is good, says Jake Moritz. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And then we'll check on a video feed there, guys. You got audio. Video is good now. Good. Thank you, Jake, very much for letting us know. It looks good on our end. And this is the live experience. Now, if you're a patron member, this is member only. And obviously, you guys are here live with us, and we'll also be posting this. It's in the patron account. So even if you're not catching it live, whenever we do these member only ones, it's also going to, because it's already posted in patron, so you can replay it is what I wanted to get at. And so you don't necessarily have to be here live. If you bummed out and you missed it, you can still watch the whole thing. You still have access to that. Of course, all the podcasts that we don't do live get uploaded into your patron account. You get them months before everybody else. Just another benefit. Got a great episode. We're just going to get started. Popeye?
Yeah.
Now, is it fair to say that when you're riding, especially on hotter days, that you get a little nutsack sweat?
Oh, yeah. Big time. It's like a pool down there.
Chafing?
Not usually chafing.
No chafing?
No. Just, you start sweating through your pants and shit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they itch?
Oh, not usually.
Really? No. I got to ask you this.
It's a personal question.
So, no, this is a guy question.
Right. You're chick. You're a chick. You're identifying as a chick right now, or?
No, I'm identifying as a male.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Is it, so I know that your balls itch sometimes. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, my balls itch.
Yeah, you got to scratch them.
Right. That is the question.
I scratch them, yeah.
Hang on. No.
Sorry.
You got to let me do the question.
Let him finish.
We're getting going right now. We got to, yeah.
Let him finish.
Are you just a all-out scratcher, or are you a sack roller for the scratch?
Oh, you just kind of, usually
you know how you pinch it and roll it, or do you just, some guys...
Yeah, you kind of got to grab
have you
a
done
little
the pinch and roll?
and you kind of got to pull it off your leg a little sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, How about you, cowboy?
Oh, it's a full-on ball grab and got to roll it over.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's
Lurch?
how you have to do it.
My balls don't itch ever.
He's got a vagina.
You've got to have balls.
Wow, you opened the door on that one, Lurch.
Lurch, you guys are going to, I know you're close, but you're going to have to scoot into frame a little bit there. Lurch.
Yeah, Lurch.
Just a little
Popeye.
bit. There you go. Popeye, if you can scoot just a hair.
Come here, big fella.
Just a hair. Look at you.
Get over here, big
the
fella.
Three Stooges. I got you right there.
Just a ball hair. Just a ball hair scoot over.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Is it clear? We're not focusing on anything up front here, are we?
I pushed the beer bottle out of the way.
Thank you.
Right.
It's looking good. Looking good.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
Anyways, if your balls do sweat, I've got a solution for you. And this was recommended to us by a patron member. We're always adding stuff, Matt Haywood. So shout out there. We've got the solution because Lurch and I just tested it. We went to the Tour Tech Adventure Rally and it was hot up there. And I rubbed this all over my twig and giggleberries.
I hope that's on YouTube.
Huh?
Is that on YouTube? I hope so.
What's that?
You rubbing that on your twig?
Oh, yeah, we're live.
No.
No, you rubbing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay. Gotcha.
He's like more specifically.
Or is that going to be on your OnlyFans account?
Yeah, OnlyFans.
Okay.
It'll be a Fresh Balls commercial. All right, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-balls. That is not a joke. That is how you get to it. It is a cream, and that is exactly what it's called, Fresh Balls. Again, use our link. No additional cost to you. We do get a small commission if you click through and make a purchase. lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-balls. It's all natural, aluminum-free, paraben-free. I don't know what the fuck that is. Talc-free, though. Anti-chafing.
It's important.
Helps prevent wetness.
I believe that's a wax.
A light, fresh scent. And I believe, yeah, it is. It's aluminium-free. So no aluminium.
Talc-free, too.
Talc-free. Yeah. There you go. And it actually worked really, really well. And I will say it cut down on the nut sweat. And
They were dry.
it had a little tingle in the morning.
Yeah, that's
I told
not
you, I
gonna
walked out of the bathroom after But you gotta lift the nuts. You gotta get it up underneath.
Taint a little bit.
I did finger it down into the taint just a little bit. The taint sweats too. Just get it all up in there. I used a pretty good amount. I will say, I walked out of the bathroom and I told Lurch, I said, it actually is like a cool, you know how you put Vicks on or Ben Gay? You know Ben Gay?
Oh yeah.
But it's not a burning. It's not uncomfortable. It actually, your balls feel cool. That's all I can say about it.
Lurch has been gay a few times.
Yeah, well, we know that.
Well, it's not gay if you're receiving.
Right.
Science.
Hey, by the way, the taint is called the perineum, if anybody was curious.
Well, this says paraben.
That's wax. Paraffin is a wax. The perineum is according to the Google, taint is a term used to refer to the perineum, the region of the human body between the testicles and the anus. Or vagina and anus.
Selective reading.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Ryan, is this is an upgraded gold bond?
Yeah, I guess.
You remember the?
I don't know what gold bond is. I heard of it, but I never used it.
Oh yeah, fresh.
This is the
Feels
real
fresh
deal.
down there.
lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-balls. Oh, here's one. We also added this, guys. And of course, we got our dude wipes, wet wipes, lawabidingbiker.com/fresh-butt. Did you even make a link for this? You did. Nicely done, bro. All right. And we've been testing this too. It's legit. Otherwise, it wouldn't have made it on here. So it's been tested. It's reliable. Before you drop a bomb, use Dude Bombs spray. When you use the almighty Dude Bomb spray, you can literally walk around like your poop doesn't stink.
Oof. Nice. I see what you did there.
Lurch needs this too. You just pump a couple sprays in the toilet before you sit, let it rip, and enjoy your deuce. That's right. No more embarrassing dumps walking out of the bathroom. Chick walks in after you. You're not going to have to worry about it. She's not going to look at you weird. You just walk out. She's going to walk in and just go, oh, you smell so good. No secondhand stank. From the creators of the beloved Dude Wipes. That's right. Support us. You got to get hooked up with this. Head over at lawabidingbiker.com/dude-bombs. That's lawabidingbiker.com/dude-bombs. No additional cost to you. That's right. We get a commission if you click through and make a purchase. We got any emails here or anything to? Is this
if we
one?
Do, it'll be in the.
All right.
Yeah, that is. And there's a couple of them that I put patron only Facebook posts in there.
Mail! Yay! I got mail! Yay!
Lurch, do you want to handle this?
Yeah, once you bring it up.
Yeah, well, you kind of didn't. As the producer, you kind of didn't tell me that it was a Facebook link and we're gonna have to sign in. And yeah.
Son of a gun.
So
it's kind of funny on the way down here. I was thinking, if you guys are Seinfeld fans, there's a episode where Kramer gets an assistant for Kramerica, and he calls over to Jerry Seinfeld's apartment, and he's like, "Mr. Seinfeld would like to make an appointment with you," or excuse me, Mr. Kramer would like to make an appointment with you. And of course, Seinfeld's like, "What the hell is this? You got to call to make an appointment now with Kramer." It's kind of how I feel with Ryan and Matt now. Matt calls me and he's like, Mr. Urlacher would like you to come down for a podcast on such and such a day. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
No doubt, dude. Well, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Right.
Okay, you're going to have to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Tyler Barr made a post in the patron only biker, law-abiding biker member only. It's for the patron only on our Facebook. Troll-free zone, just bikers helping bikers in there. So Tyler Barr says, great day in the Pacific Northwest for a ride. The Cruise Toolkit came to the rescue. But he changed his gauges after having my old ones customized. When he was putting it back, he forgot, or the headlight came unplugged. Easy fix.
Nice.
Thank you. That was post in the private Facebook group. We really appreciate it. Very active in there, guys. So keep it going.
Just one comment. Brad Johnson said, always good to have. I used mine the other day. My dad was digging for tools, and I was elbow deep in the project by the time he came out of the garage.
Nice. That's in the chat.
Yeah.
Very nice.
No, that was in the comment on that post.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So got to love those Cruise tools. You got everything you need right in one little roll. You don't need to go digging through your garage to find your tools.
Yep. Anybody has a Pan America, we're going to be adding that. We don't have it right now, but we've got one in our hands, and we're going to be adding a specific Pan America one. So look forward to that.
We've done some major work on some bikes with just the Cruise Tools kit on our trips.
Yeah.
Did it again on the Adventure Rally. My rear brakes on my KLR 650 went out, and we had to literally bust out the Cruise Tools kit and bleed my rear brakes because it somehow the bleeder came loose and sucked some air, and I had no rear brake, so used it right there on the trails. Yeah.
Nice.
Want to ride longer? Tired of a sore and achy ass, cowboy? Are you tired of sore? A lot of cowboys have sore and achy asses.
True.
Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. And, of course, once you've used Rick Rack, you'll never go back. We used them on this very trip we're going to talk about to Death Valley, a bunch of us. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now.
A lot of Rick Rack.
Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of 03D products. And, of course, we are all rocking a bunch of 03D stuff on our bikes during this trip.
You're so bad at that. Just saying that.
I guess we should get this thing started.
What are you whispering over there, Joe Biden? What do you want?
Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%ers, baby.
over there. Yeah,
Nice.
that's right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here and listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag.
Biker revolution, bitches.
There you go. We do have just one question before we get started. What are you waiting for?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Nice.
Well done.
Real bassy.
There you go. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast
fired
and
up.
your high-tech
redneck.
There you go. All right. And
Shit show already.
Yep.
You're welcome.
All right, so we've got a quite an episode. We're going to dive in here. It's going to be I know that this is live for our patron members only, and if you're not a patron member, you're listening to this in podcast format, regular on an app. Well, this came out. We did this live with our patron members with live chat months before you'll hear it. So there's no better time here in 2023. That's one of the many benefits that you get for becoming a patron member. Plus, even if you don't catch it live, it's immediately in your patron account, so you can watch it, the replay right there. We do have, it's a 2-part episode. We're going to do part 1 live. They can get a little lengthy, so we probably won't do part 2 live, but again, we will upload it to your patron accounts right away so that you can get it. But we'll see where we're at, but we'll at least do this. And of course, you already heard him. We're happy. This guy came down from the Wenatchee area, rode down. I don't think I have Cowboy. I don't even have yours on the board.
Oh,
Dude, sorry. I can't do. Anyways, Cowboy's here.
save a horse.
Save a horse. There you go.
You didn't get any music, huh?
No, I don't have it on the board. And Lurch, of course, in the
Fail.
studio. We've got 4 on the microphone. So
Not as important.
as we've already done. There we go. Very nice.
I think you're supposed to maintain the low voice through all that.
I'm the only one with music. Huh?
I know. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, so we're going to have fun here, as you can see, and we'll be talking over each other a lot, like has already happened for the first 3 minutes of the show, but we're going to have fun anyways. So this is going to be all about our trip to Death Valley, which was just back in May, and we got a lot of stories. We're going to talk all about it, and of course, you guys in the live chat will be watching. If you have any comments, we love you guys in there, and thanks for being here on this afternoon, and gals. We will be seeing if we can chat it up with you. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be our Death Valley trip. Lurch, you want to talk about, we always announce just blowing up. We have lists of videos we've never announced on the podcast, but we're putting them out faster than we can announce them. So make sure you're subscribed over there on YouTube and hit that bell icon so you're notified when we come out with videos. This is one of them, Lurch.
So we are highlighting the how to rebuild forks and change your seals on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. That's your front fork seals. And you can just go to the notes in this podcast and click on the link and it'll take you right to the video. And looks like we're getting a little bit of camera
Technical difficulty.
Oh, everybody can start talking when I get back. It's funny how I walk away and you all just look like, where did the captain go?
Well,
my God, I don't know what to do.
I did my part.
Jesus.
I did my part.
What's next?
Yeah, you're all just like, Oh, what did we do? The host is gone.
That was so awesome. That was the quietest it's been this whole time. As soon as you stood up.
We're
If
always
it gets
trying
loud, I'm going to do that again. I'm just going to get up and walk out.
we're always trying to talk over you, but as soon as you get up, we're done.
I look back. I'm like, what? Now we're silent?
We like
the
to
mic's
talk over
yours.
you. Yeah, we like talking over you. It's no fun if you're not there.
Oh, too fun. All right. So we appreciate our sponsors, of course, our regular sponsors. And these folks are also a reason that this are coming. What's up?
We're going to do something a little different on this podcast than the next. Usually we thank our new patrons, but what we're going to do is thank the patrons that attended the meet and greet.
Ooh, nicely done. Thanks for that, Lurch. Go ahead. Popeye started off. Your time.
We want to thank Craig Bowles, I'm hoping that's how you say it, of Sioux City, Iowa.
Nice.
And Gerald Boyer of Merced, California. Richard Binden, I think, because it's got a Z at the front. I'm guessing that's silent. Of Santa Clara, California.
Woo! Terry.
McDonough,
Medford, Oregon.
He built the metal benches over there.
Oh, yeah.
That's who did it
That's
for
the
free.
penguin. That's the penguin.
Penguin,
okay,
yeah.
All right. Charles Wilburn of Minot, North Dakota.
You should have been there.
Charles.
If you hadn't bailed out.
Yeah.
That's the highway,
I
man.
know, whatever. Brian Stock
North
of
Dakota.
Santa Clara, Utah.
Kelly Shea of Delta, Colorado. Dan Nielsen of San Andreas, California. John Bellinger of Campbell River, British Columbia, Canada. Thanks so much. Finish it off, Lurch.
Doug Erlinson of Santa Rosa, California. Bill Fisher of Annabelle, Utah. Donald Richter of Raymond, Washington. Also, Carrie Carrasco of Palmdale, California. Michael Palou of Grantsville, Utah. And David Thompson of Nassau, New Hampshire.
Awesome. And again, those were the patrons that, sorry if we accidentally, we don't think we forgot anybody, but it was an accident if we did. But I think that's
pretty sure we got everybody. I went down the list and copied it out of the list.
Matt told me he was going to leave those people off.
Right, on purpose.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dick.
Lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. That's right. Get signed up. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits such as t-shirts and stickers, the private Facebook group. You get access to that. Blowing up in there. Nothing but bikers helping and meeting, connecting with other bikers in there. You get access to live video broadcasts and chat like this. You get podcasts months before everybody else. And, of course, access to those premium videos up on request for you top tier. And the live meetup and events like we just mentioned, the patron members there that attended that had access to that. And we don't know where we're going next year, but
somewhere
we're starting, the cogs are starting to turn. Because
we got something that we're working on.
Yep, we do have something that we're working on, and it may excite some of you because we better keep it because I don't want to.
Well, we're either going east or going north.
Yep.
Because we really can't go that far from.
Right, yeah,
we can't go too far west.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
We end up in the ocean.
James, that wasn't all of the patrons that were on the ride. We're doing
Damn it! I knew it!
If you guys would just let me talk. As I said ahead of time, we're doing 2 podcasts and we're going to be thanking the people that attended. So
I was going to say that did not seem like all of them.
That's half the list. The other half will be thanked on the second podcast.
There you go.
There you go, James.
Nice.
We got you,
we'll get you, brother.
I was reading this like, God, I swear to God, more people were than that, but it has been a while, dude.
We had about 40 altogether, including spouses, but that would have been a long thank you, so I split it.
That makes perfect sense. Sense. All right.
Trying something different.
There you go. I like it. I appreciate that, producer, very much. Well done. All right.
I am going to go into the show notes and make sure that James is in there, though.
Yeah, good idea.
You're supposed to say that off the mic.
Yeah, so James, you got mentioned on this one, and I'm going to mention you on the next one, brother.
There you go, just in case.
James, he told me he didn't want to mention you.
Stop it.
All right. Popeye, you want to kick us off here on day one?
Yeah, it was a short day.
This was, and I don't have the exact, it doesn't matter. We don't have the dates here. But anyways, this was back in the beginning part of...
End of April.
Or end of April.
Very last couple days of April.
End of April.
For whatever reason, these idiots down here, they like us to wake up really early in the morning, like up north.
April 2nd.
So it was like a 8 o'clock kickstands up or something from Yakima.
Yeah.
And which means that me and Cowboy get to leave our area at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And when you
early risers, you.
Yeah, night shifters. Yeah, we like to get up early. So, we're up in the morning early. Probably, up at 5. We're out of the area at 6. Heading down. Me and Cowboy had about a 650-mile day that day. Kicked up, kickstands up, headed for Yakima, and picked up Squid along the way. We met him in George, or no, it was not George Washington. It was we picked him up in George Washington. Actually, is a city in.
Yeah, it is.
It's not too far away. Sometimes we meet there, but it was
George by the Gorge.
No, it was George by the Gorge.
Met in Vantage. Met Squid in Vantage. Picked him up, and then we rolled down to Yakima to meet up with Ryan and Lurch. I think they were they on time?
Yes, we were.
Yeah, we rolled up
They
as
were on
they
time.
were in. Yeah, they were in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were in
Amazing.
the parking lot already.
Mark that on your calendars.
Well, it was a
note.
It was a Starbucks.
Exactly.
So
Still,
yeah,
mark it on
Ryan
your
was probably
calendar.
there. He was probably there from the day before.
Probably never left.
Just getting coffee.
They got a place there for him. It's my office.
Yeah,
yeah. So picked up there.
We had a small crew this year.
We did.
we did.
Yeah, talk about that.
Unusual. So, a lot of times, we're rolling, at least 10, dozen guys, something like that, rolling down. We just had a lot of guys that just had stuff going on. Couldn't make it. We had a guy blow out his knees. We had a guy who went to a new agency and just couldn't get the time off. We've got a guy who's got all the time in the world off. He's retired, but apparently he couldn't get the time off. Sturgis Jeff, for some reason, he's like, I don't know, I can't go.
Makes sense.
Me and Cowboy were at his house about a month before this thing kicked off. And what was his excuse why he couldn't go? Really didn't have one.
Well, I thought he was just saying he had already done so many other trips that he didn't.
So he
want
didn't
to
have
do.
an excuse, is what I'm saying. Yeah, he's trying to tell us, I'm just spending too much money. It's like, dude, you're retired, and I'm not going to announce, what his retirement check is, but he makes plenty in retirement. He's doing okay. He's not eating Alpo.
Yeah, right.
Well, didn't he blame his wife, so we called her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was the best. So we're at his house, me and Cowboy on.
Oh, I haven't heard this story.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Cowboy was recently involved in a major incident, and so he had a little time off. And me and him went out on a ride and stopped in at Sturgis' at his house on the way back, and they got free beer at Sturgis' house. If you guys are ever in the area, he offers free beer. So we decided we'd stop in there.
Why would he offer free beer when you guys all you do is ridicule him? And he's still, you know what I mean?
still that nice.
He
Yeah,
knows
he's
he's getting
still that
ridiculed when you assholes come over.
Yeah, dumbass.
Well, it's a small fridge.
So, and there's usually only one or two selections. So
Yeah,
that
he
makes
does.
it
He
easy.
buys what he wants, and you can just.
So we're there, and I'm giving him shit about why he ain't going on this thing. And so he's like, oh, Janet doesn't want me to go. I go, bullshit, whatever. He goes, call her, ask her or whatever. I'll call her right now. And now he's probably panicking, like, oh shit, he'll call her. Oh, she doesn't get off work for a bit. She only text her. So I text her, and she's immediately replies. So then we call her immediately, and she's like, he can go if he wants.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the hell? And so she totally throws him under the bus. She's a nurse, but she's on her way home, and she picked him up some dinner, and she gets home, and she didn't really even try to cover for him. She's like, he can go if he wants.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure what his excuse was to this day, other than he didn't want to spend the money. That's what I gathered.
Well, you probably instigated an argument once we left.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, likely.
Yeah.
I blamed it.
She was going to save face with us.
Oh,
but
yeah.
once
it to
we were
Popeye.
gone, yeah.
Oh yeah, she was throwing Jeff under the bus, and I'm like, he blamed it on you.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, happy marriage. See you guys later. And then we left.
But we
So,
did
yeah,
miss
so a
Sturgis
lot of
Jeff.
things. Yeah,
he's
a lot of
always
things
fun.
going on.
Yeah. Gives you a lot of history on the trips. He was there, so boy, a lot of times,
Yeah, right.
you like witnessed the frickin' Custer's Last Stand, shit like that, so you can tell you how things went down. First-hand accounts are
He's
always
not
good.
even here.
That's always good.
defend
That's why
himself.
I'm not really liking that Lurch is here. I can't give him too much shit. He's here today.
Right.
What happened?
It's never stopped you before.
So, Lurch, I got to ask you.
Better when you're not here, though.
We're going to get to this,
easier.
but now we were going just to bring you guys up to speed. The reason we were going, we usually go in June on our trips, on our big club trips, but we hit it early because we were kind of headed to Death Valley, and that was one of our major destinations, and so we didn't want to hit crazy hot weather, but we were risking a little bit, and we knew that. We knew that there could be snow. We're going to get to some of that. There could be really cold weather. It could literally snow on a pass and hold us up. I mean,
Yeah, I think this is the third or the fourth time I've done this ride at this time of year. And I told everybody that, it can be a shit show getting out of the area at that time of year. It's like I've been through snowstorms going through there. And you know, it can be a mess. That time of year can be a mess. We'll talk about a little more later about some of the things that we encountered as a result of getting out of the Northwest at that time of year. But the other thing is if you don't leave early from where we're at, you're looking at 115 degrees, right? You get down into that Arizona desert, Death Valley, where we wanted to go. I'll jump ahead just a hair, just because we're talking about it.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It was like 2 or 3 days before we got to Death Valley. It was over 110 degrees. When we got there, we didn't encounter that, but that is why we had to leave early. It's just because of the desert at that time of year. Much more comfortable. You might be riding in the 90s or something like that. Up here, we can still get a freak snowstorm, and especially in the mountains. So kind of difficult for us to get out. But like I said, usually at that time of year, you know, you can sneak through the passes. We got a few passes you got to sneak through. But having done it a few times, I just knew that we had to. You kind of got to risk that, you know, getting through the mountains. And there's a couple different paths you can adjust to if need be to get through those passes, take lower elevations and get through the area.
Okay. As an experienced, we're all here.
Oh, Jesus. He's going to set
No,
this thing up.
Let's go ahead and let's see. You're on mic 2, mute. All right. So
Whatever.
we'll let you talk in a minute. As an experience, we're all experienced motorcycle riders here.
Right. Long
We've
distance.
all long distance.
Right.
We've ridden
Multi-state,
multi-weather, thousands of, right.
tens of thousands.
Exactly. And so I feel like we're all really smart and
No, not all of us.
well, and
He's still muted.
Would you suggest on a trip like this, or even in the middle of summer when you're riding multi-state, because you don't pack for the weather here, you pack for the weather, which could change drastically wherever you go.
That's what I've been told. And there might even be a few podcasts where we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Would it be a wise idea to pack heated gear?
Not if you're riding in Death Valley.
Nailed it. Yeah, we're throwing Lurch under the bus here.
Oh, yeah.
And but I appreciate Lurch being honest about this because Lurch decided not to pack. Where he's going to pay for it later. We're going to get to that. He pays dearly.
We're riding in Death Valley.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate his honesty. He looked at me. I go, dude, why the fuck would you forget? He's freezing. He's like hypothermic, and we'll get to this. And he goes, I don't know. I just thought we're going to Death Valley. I'm like, yeah, but you got to ride over passes and shit, dude. Like, you're
gotta get there.
Have you? This is your first trip? What the hell? All right, Lurch, you may respond. You're unmuted.
You muted?
No defense, mute. All right, moving on. Lurch knows he has no defense. He will not do that again. That's what we say about guys.
No,
You only forget your heated gear once, and you only ride in the rain without rain gear one time, and you'll fix it, and you'll never do it again.
I may not be the smartest guy, but I do learn from my mistakes, and that was a serious one. I was packing up, and in my defense, I have got to carry a bunch of your shit, and I have to leave room for the extra shit you give me to carry.
Dude, a heated vest is like this big.
Yeah, I got heated gloves, heated vest, got batteries, I got the whole thing. You know, it takes up. I'm not, child sized. I'm a man,
yeah.
And so my stuff is larger, and it takes up more.
Interesting, because I carry like 90% of the film gear. Interesting, and you have a trunk.
I know, which I have to keep partially open for the shit you give me, like that.
A drone and a camera, and I got
to put bottles of whiskey.
No
I
excuse.
got to put cigars. I got to put gifts in there.
I have all that plus all the film gear.
But I have to leave room.
I've got all the child size stuff.
Shit.
I can carry it for you.
I'm a mandatory reporter, you two. You guys are considered a DD.
Right, yeah.
You know that, right?
Basically, what Lurch is saying is
he
there's
loves to bust my balls, but as soon as I bust back a little bit or give an excuse, he just has to jump on me. So you just got to let me tell my side. I got to leave space for your shit.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of stuff Lurch carries.
Man.
Interestingly, you'd probably have room for it again if you went again on that same trip. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I just won't be able to carry your extra crap.
Look at him. Oh, you'd have been better off just with like, yeah, I fucked up. I'll never do that again. All right. So anyways.
I said that. I will never make that mistake again.
You did. All right. So anyways, we'll get to that. Poor Lurch. I actually felt, although it's funny to joke at him, I actually legitimately at one point in this trip felt really bad for him, dude.
The funny thing is when you're on the bike, you know you're cold. You can feel it. But when you get off and then you get the shakes, you can't stop. I was holding a coffee cup with my bare hands, just trying to warm my hands up, and I could not stop shivering.
Actually, the opposite on the bike. I thought I was warm.
You're too hot.
It was once I got off and I realized.
Right. Yeah.
I think what I am going to do, in all honesty, is get a plug-in heated vest. I've got the
Like I
jacket
do.
with the batteries. I think I'm just going to get a plug-in vest.
Always with me.
Oh, it's
always
so nice.
works.
Yeah, I just
And
keep it
leave
in my
it.
high bag.
Yeah, just
it
leave
just
it in
sits
there.
in there.
365. I never, even in 100-degree temperatures, it stays in there. So
Just
I
stays.
never want to be
Yep.
caught without it.
The vest will take up less space than my jacket, and then I want to carry batteries, and so that's what I'll be doing.
Well,
That'll be on my
plus-
Christmas list.
Yeah,
this year.
plus the last time you burned up all the batteries on your vibrator the night before and you didn't do any good for your heated vest.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
This is freaking
right.
going nowhere.
No,
We're going to
no
have
big
an
deal.
all-out
Day one.
brawl in here.
Yeah.
haven't got
We're
through
day
day
one.
one.
Yeah,
We're in Yakima.
still-
We're in
We
Yakima.
haven't even left.
haven't left
Haven't even
Starbucks.
left the state.
Gary Jackson's in the chat
we
now.
go.
Terry McDonough's in there. Yeah, Terry was there. Awesome. Rick Wheeler, Scott Belga. Yeah, Craig Thompson, Bob Dawson's in there. Bob Dawson, we just hired. He painted the entire and did a bunch of work on the inside of the new
Nice.
law-abiding biker store
Nice.
building.
That's what I'm talking
I'm not
about.
going to get into it. We're going to do a whole podcast. We just moved in. We're officially in our new building. I'll just announce that. But we're going to do a whole podcast on getting up and running and some of the things that went on. So anyways, Bob did an outstanding job.
Yeah,
job,
it looks
Bob.
so much better, and it smells better in there, too.
It does. It does. We are officially, as of the last 2 days, like literally operating out of it. They were packaging. I was down there putting some more security cam stuff, doing IT work, getting printers working, and it's a full operation down there. So
Nice.
yeah, look forward to that. So anyways, yeah, and we'll break some of this more stuff down, but lunch at Sun River Brewing Company, decent place. Nothing to brag about, but it was good food and small
was
and
good. Beer was
chicken
good.
wings.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, it was fine. But it just is.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Are we-
like
are we-
fancy. It didn't
Yeah.
have cool decoration. It had no real style to it other than it was a brewery and it was fine food. So
It had attractive help.
that's a fact.
I think we skipped over Squid's debacle, though.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
We better do that one.
We might
better
need to talk
back
about
it up.
that. Yeah, sorry, Squid. So Squid, were we still in Yakima?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were at the Starbucks, and he got a frantic phone call from his significant other looking for car keys. I think Squid originally said, well, where'd you put them last? And then he shortly found out they were in his pocket.
He told her, no way I have them.
Yeah, no way I have them.
Where did you put 'em?
Yeah, where'd you put them?
Yeah, he had
and
to
they
call
were in his
back.
pocket. Yeah. So the first order of business as soon as we left the Starbucks was finding a UPS store or some sort of mail so he could send the car keys back.
And
By mail, we don't mean like a person.
right, yeah. He had to eat his humble pie
Yeah.
and apologize
Yep.
to the wife. We've all done that.
Went to the post office and he had them overnighted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice job, Squid.
And then say sorry when he got home again.
Yeah.
Probably like, yeah, I'm sorry. All right. So for us, it was 8.5 hour, 500-mile day. You're going to see these first 2 days, 2.5 days. We just wanted to we decided Popeye helped us plan this and Lurch the year before in the fall. And that was our thing is let's just cruise and lay down miles and get there, and then we can slow down. So these are long days, and just getting south as far as we can. So lunch Sun River, and then we did eventually make it into where did we go?
Redding,
California. That's where we're going.
Redding. We pulled into the hotel and we're all ready to get the hell off. You know, that last hour or two of the trip, you're especially at 650 miles from me and Cowboy.
it was a long
You
day.
weaklings only did 500.
It's true.
But by the time you get there, those last hour or so, you're ready to be off of the bike. And so we got there, we pulled in to the hotel and ready to unpack, and guys started taking their gear off. And what happened?
Well, I was just going to say, I was fine because I was sitting on my butt buffer the whole time.
Oh, that'll help.
yeah.
I did forget my butt buffer, my beloved butt buffer. God, but you know
the
what?
guy that was just busting my balls for getting heated
Well,
gear
that's
forgot
not
his
dumb.
butt buffer. Well,
One's
that's
dumb,
too.
one's just.
Oh, that's dumb in my
Not
opinion.
everybody has it.
That's dumb.
You
in my
don't need a
opinion.
butt buffer to survive.
Ooh.
You do need heated gear.
But isn't it nice?
Yeah,
to have
yeah,
it.
it is
I think,
nice.
I think that's a pretty big mistake there, my
I don't
friend.
think that's even relatable, but yes, nice try.
All right, I tried.
You got nothing.
It's okay. It's okay.
I tried.
It was a good effort.
So we pulled into the hotel, and we were staying at the Holiday Inn Express, and I pulled into like the Holiday Inn, and they didn't have our names. Like, oh shit, this ain't good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then she told us you might go down like 2 blocks down the road.
It was
So,
like just down the road.
yeah. So guys, quickly took the 5 to 8 seconds to tighten their rickrack bags back up onto their bikes without even taking them off, and off we went down a couple more blocks and pulled into the right hotel. And then we were just, getting a steak that night. Went to the Kettleman Steakhouse, which is right next door, which is awfully helpful. Good steaks for the most part. A couple guys thought they were overcooked a little bit.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, I think
Lurch
it
was
a
not
mixed,
happy.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag. I think that night the help was really. I mean, the
'Cause mine was
waitress
cooked, right?
was awesome.
she
She
was
was super
great.
helpful, but
Cocktails were good.
the cocktails were good. Yeah, I think
waitresses were good.
Yeah, I think the food though was a mixed
Their
bag.
idea of
It was
medium
about
rare
half
and
half.
mine is completely different.
Yeah,
Mine was good.
mine was not, and I
Not
don't
mine
think
either.
Matt's was either.
No.
So
But late
few.
night, I mean, that's some miles laying down with all the stops, gas stops. Like I said, small crew, so at least we were able to kick stands up and gas and goes, real quick. Lunches were a lot quicker. I mean, you roll 15 people, lunches take longer, gas stops take longer,
Yeah.
shit like that. So
It was nice to roll. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
With this short crew. Yeah.
even
I
past-
missed them, but it's easier.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun riding with a big group, but it is quicker. Even like passing, just things like that were awful quicker. One thing that we did forget to mention, this is a good little story. So, as you guys obviously know, we're filming documentary films on these trips, and we're getting multiple different cameramen on these things. And so Cowboy has stepped up here in the last couple of years and as a cameraman. And he was running ahead to take a video
oh my gosh, dude.
of the crew running
Holy
past.
cow.
And when the speed limit's 70 miles an hour or whatever, you got to go a little bit quicker than the speed limit to get up ahead of the crew to be able to film them as they come through. And so Cowboy takes off. He's side by side with me, and I'm watching this semi pulls off onto the right hand side of the road, and then all of a sudden he whips it to the left. And he is completely 90 degrees across
A
Highway
two-lane road.
97. It's a two-lane
It's a
road, north
two-lane
and
road.
south.
I don't know where he's going.
And Cowboy's up ahead of me a ways. I'm like, well, I hope he survives this.
Is that your only thought? Yeah.
Oh.
Hope the fucker lives.
Literally, because I'm like, I
Straight
can't-
line braking, bud.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't see how far he is exactly from this semi because I'm too far back. But I saw his
That guy.
brakes come on. But this cocksucker
Oh, dude.
completely goes 90 degrees in the highway.
Just
And
blocks the highway.
yep. And Cowboy's got a threshold brake, come to a stop.
Dude,
and
it
the,
was-
and the whole crew ended up, by the time we even got
Yeah.
there, we all had to stop.
Yeah. Well, I originally, because I was, doing ish the speed limit, and I saw him.
5 over.
Yeah. And I saw him, and I was like, I thought he was pulling out in front of me. He went off and he was going to come back in my lane. So I was like, all right, no one's coming the other way. So if I need to pass him, but I was like, oh man, this dude's going to pull out in front of me. And then all of a sudden I just see trailer, and it was, that was a full lockup trying to not go into his cargo area. But that was pretty sketchy.
Not too good.
I will say Gary Jackson in the chat, Lurch, if this makes you feel better.
I saw it, yeah.
He goes, I actually just turned around, toured North Dakota a couple weeks ago and said, nah, don't need my cold gear. It's June. Yep. Mistake. LOL. Don't feel bad, Lurch.
Thank you, Gary.
So
No, you should still
I
feel
appreciate
bad.
Gary's
You should still
honesty.
feel bad.
I've made the mistake before too. Trust me. And that's when I was cold and or rode in the rain once without rain gear. And like I say, those are self-correcting problems pretty quick. So yeah.
What's up, David?
Yeah.
Where are you, buddy?
Oh, David Schwartz in the
in the
house.
house.
God, what time is it there, David?
Somebody go open the bathroom door.
Open the bathroom door for David. Yep. All right. Let's roll in. We're in bed at 2,300. Nothing exciting. And then let's roll in. We had a long day the next day, which was, I'll just roll into it, give you the overview. So Redding, California to Furnace Creek, California. This was day 2. We were going to get to Furnace Creek, which is in Death Valley. And this was another long day, 10 hours, 600 miles via 395 to the 95. And we were kickstands up at 0730. Yeah, this is some talk about what we're going to get to cold gear and
my gosh,
who wants to take on this.
awesome.
I set it up for you and
1 a.m, huh, David? Wow.
yeah.
Get
Yeah,
coffee,
so
buddy.
Motivated.
we got up from Redding, like I was just talking about earlier, is that leaving this type of area, Northern California, Oregon, Washington area, you can hit some weather. I mean, it's going to happen, right? Like at this time of year, you get freak storms that come in.
It's interesting because we were headed to Death Valley.
Yeah, you're right in Death Valley. What the hell would you just? I almost packed shorts and a
Just
t-shirt.
gonna get up and walk.
I'm looking at heated stuff right now.
He's buying
shopping
stuff
for
right
heated
now. He's shopping.
LawAbidingBiker.com/Revzilla is our affiliate link. Please use it, everybody.
Yeah, I
Lurch is
almost
good.
just packed, shorts and a tank top and flip flops, just even as riding gear.
It's not gonna stop.
I did have shorts and flip flops in there. But
Going to Death Valley.
yeah, I'm going to the face. It's going to be hot.
Yeah, gonna be hot.
Gonna be hot.
So
Lurch.
actually, what happened? Like, so I was saying earlier, is it was over 100 degrees in Death Valley. So at this time of year, for this like week or two, there actually was a cold front that rolled in. Cali started getting hammered by rains and whatnot. So this was kind of a unusual event that it did get this cold.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why I packed heated gear. You never know what Mother Nature can do.
True.
So we rolled out of Redding and started heading towards Susanville on, what'd you say it was? 395? Is that the?
Oh yeah, it's on the 395
Okay. And so
to the 95
Susanville.
eventually. Yeah.
Good old Susanville.
So heading towards Susanville, some beautiful country. No real trucks or anything like that. Nice and curvy. Get up in the mountains. Nice, lots of hills. Good, like I say, good curves. And then so when we get up there, it had snowed the night before.
Recent.
Just snowed.
It was recent. Yeah.
So there was a bunch of fresh snow up in the trees. Eventually on this ride, it gets to the point where it's hard to see in front of you.
Yeah.
The sun had come out.
Yeah.
And so the sun was coming on, hitting the road, and that fog coming up off the road, that steam coming up off the road, it was foggy, like very foggy.
I got some great drone shots.
Oh
of it,
yeah,
too.
no, it was gorgeous.
Going through that fog and stuff. So we'll remember
I
it.
turned my coat on, and it was gorgeous being able to ride
Yeah.
through that with the heated grips
What'd
and
you-
my heated coat and stuff.
yeah,
It was
that's
so
nice.
nice.
That's
but
what I did too.
It was gorgeous, man. But it was
I about had,
it was cold.
yeah,
It was cold.
I had
was.
mine turned up towards the top end of on my heated coat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
I've
about-
never really turned it up quite that high. It demanded.
You were
it.
too hot.
Yeah, I was. I had to
Roger
turn
that.
it down just a little bit.
Yeah, don't overdo yourself. So we, it's like I said, about 35 degrees, fresh snow. The snow's falling off the trees with that
Yeah, the
sun
wind,
coming up in
yeah.
the morning, falling down. Absolutely beautiful, but pretty cold, wasn't it, Lurch?
It was green.
Yeah, it was 37 degrees and it was cold.
35.
Well, I saw 37. 35.
But, yes, and-
Cold.
Yeah, it was cold enough to where, you should have a heated coat. And
Absolutely, you should.
This is not going to stop.
This is
not
gonna
even me,
go.
Lurch, so don't blame it on me.
No, it's all good.
But this a couple inches the night before, that's about all Lurch has too. But so he's used to that. But the snow's coming down off of the trees, and
It was long,
down.
too. It was multiple hours of riding in that 35 degrees,
Yeah.
right?
It didn't warm
Yeah.
up above like into the 40s even until after
No,
lunch.
and all jokes aside, this is
Yeah.
when I was because I
was cold.
I didn't stop and put. I had my heated jacket. I had my heated seat was on. Heated grips were on. I should have grabbed my thicker gloves, but I just was powering through, and I didn't want to stop and hold everybody up. But
That's
the
what
one
I
thing
did.
that got cold
Yep.
on me was my fingertips. They were pretty, and I had to ride with one hand and put them, under my arm. I didn't want to hold everybody up. I had thicker gloves in my bag, but I was like, screw it. And that's when I actually felt, I go, if my fingers are cold, Lurch,
Cold.
I thought Lurch is going to die.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because you could get hypothermic. I didn't know how he was doing it without gear. Dude.
I had my heated
Right.
grips on, but I also had thin gloves on too because I had the GoPro. I can't get a bigger
Right,
glove.
me neither.
Yeah.
But if you would have pulled over, I would have gladly
Yeah,
taken
I should have.
the GoPro and the gloves off.
I think everybody probably
Oh
would
yeah.
have.
No, that was the only thing.
But we
Once
just wanted to get through
Once
it.
we got into Susanville, I couldn't to manipulate the brake and clutch. I was getting worried. I was
My
like,
knee was frozen.
I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
going to get off from the stop sign as soon as we came down and we hooked that left. That's what I was worried about because
Yep.
the tops of my hands. I mean, the grips were on, but
Riding at
with the
35,
light
I do
grip,
all the time
light
in the
gloves,
winter
man.
around town and stuff, but not for 2 hours
Yeah.
at
Right.
35
Yep.
and 70. Right.
Yeah.
That takes a toll on you. And if you're not prepared, it you'll pay.
Well, and you remember once we got to the top there and it was that flat?
Yep.
That mean the wind was coming across the road and it was just cold.
Had that snowed a little bit more and it wasn't melting, we would have been held up. We were very lucky we didn't get held up, that it was just above freezing enough to be melting, but I think it was greasy in a few places.
Yeah.
I came around a couple corners like, feels okay.
Yeah.
Well, very scientific method. So
Tap
the brakes.
When you when you go into
what I do.
Accident schools like accident reconstruction or tech schools and whatnot, in law enforcement world, they teach about the F friction, which is the friction coefficient.
Coefficient of friction.
Coefficient of friction, and they have a drag sled that that actually you pull this thing and it tells you basically how sticky the
how much friction is
asphalt
on it,
or the pavement is.
You must have been a trooper, Ryan.
Yeah, and so very scientifically, I mean, I got something close to that. It's called my boot.
Right.
I love it.
It is very close. You hold it out.
You got
That's
a
what I
drag
do
sled
too.
or a drag boot.
Yeah.
Drag boot.
Either way, we're dragging.
I was wondering the same thing because like we're early in the morning and I'm thinking there could be some ice on the road.
Yeah.
And so there was multiple times where I put my foot down on the road to feel, hey, is there any slickness on the road? That's how cold it was here, folks. I mean, like we left early in the morning. I knew there hadn't been a lot of warm up time to de-thaw any ice that could have been on the road. But we got some great shots. Like I said, I pulled over and what's my official title? Drone coordinator or something like that. And so
Aerial platform coordinator of debauchery.
yeah. So, but there was like, man, this is beautiful. The snow falling off the trees and we're riding through it. So we do have some great drone shots of us going through this area. I mean, it's pretty good. And then, like I said, with the fog coming up, I know Cowboy up front has probably some good video, like on the GoPro going through there, Ryan in the back. That it was very cool riding through that area. But when we hit Susanville, I was ready for a break. I thought I was warm, and that's a funny thing. So, like Cowboy was talking about, I thought I was warm, and then when I got off, and turned my coat off, and I got off, and I could not stop shaking.
Oh yeah,
and I was thinking about Lurch during this time. I really was because I'm like, he's got to be.
I was waiting for him to pull over. I kept him in my mirror. I go, he's just going to pull over and go, I'm done. I need something. I would have given my heated vest, or you ride my bike for a little bit, warm up, something.
I just put my gloves right on the motor. Normally you can get them close, kind of warm them up. I put them right on the motor and I could barely feel it.
I know, dude. I reached down there too to try to warm my tips.
Are you going to say what you told me when we got to Susanville, though?
I don't remember.
Lee goes, hey, I got an extra heated vest in my bag if you want
Oh,
it.
dude.
I go, are you serious? Nah, just kidding.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he looked at me, the look on his face, like, are you shitting?
Motherfucker.
man, I feel like a horrible friend. I didn't think about you at all in the past. That was so cold.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was cold then.
And,
well, just my hands, I guess.
Yeah, right. Just my
Not my
fingertips.
torso.
But yeah, you're right. Once we turned the heated vest off, it was like I wanted to get back on my bike and turn it back on.
Yeah.
And you were talking about like your hands earlier, how cold they were, and I cut the pointer finger of my glove off because the piece of shit Harley gloves, they don't operate my phone. They did for a while, and I had to be just perfect to touch them.
Yeah.
And I got pissed at them. Like, screw this. I cut it off, and that frickin' finger was throbbing.
Should have stuck it up your
rose.
bunghole.
I did. I had it up under my taint trying to warm it up.
You did.
Your perineum?
Perineum. Son of a gun.
It was bad.
Yeah, the only thing I wish, but it was so cold. I mean, guys, we were just trying to get through, but Ryan had a good idea of stopping, and I wish we could have done like a photo.
Yeah.
With the fog and the sun and that snow.
I talked to you about it, but I was like, I don't think
it would have been
everybody
so
would have been
cool.
like, no.
Yeah, no, it would have been, because it would have taken a minute. And
Yeah, everybody just wanted to get through.
It would have looked really good. But hey.
And by the way, guys, we talked a little bit about it. We got some cool shots. Of course, as usual, it won't go. It's not even in edit, but I got our Midwest one in edit from last year for that trip documentary film will coming out on the YouTube channel. Will be for sale for a while. But this one, of course, I at some point will be doing a full documentary on this trip. There's a lot to this trip, but yeah,
and
so
a
you'll
lot
get
of footage.
a lot of footage.
A lot of footage.
Which Cowboy had a cam like on the last trip and shot a bunch of stuff for me too, and he actually brought it down today, so his footage, so I can add it to the RAID drive and make sure it's all safe. So when I do go into edit, we have everything we need. So thank you, as usual, Cowboy.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Lurch
the
was
camera
running
later.
a cam. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did have a debacle with your camera.
Son of a gun.
So anyways, yeah, we didn't really warm up in Susanville, but we did drop elevation, got out of the snow and all that. And once Lurch drank some warm coffee and got somewhat over his hypothermia, it didn't warm up a lot, just a little. It was still really cold when we left Susanville, but we needed to make some miles, and we headed south. All right. So, so now we were part of this trip, just to give you guys a little bit of overview. Part of this trip was we had of course, Law Abiding Biker Media is its own entity. If you're new, I always explain that. Law Abiding Biker Media is a media and our store and an entity. It's not a motorcycle club. On the side, a lot of us, everybody on this trip is part of the Sworn Few Law Enforcement Only Motorcycle Club. So we were taking a Sworn Few trip. And part of this trip, which will be in the film, is we've had a California, they want to become a chapter. And so they were in a prospective status. And so we were at some point in the trip, Lurch had organized it. I didn't even know when we were meeting because I was so busy. Lurch organized all this. And maybe Popeye too, I'm not sure. But anyways, we were meeting them at some point. And so this is where that day we were going to meet them. And so they had come up north, right? They came up north and we kind of met. And so we made a stop for gas in Silver Springs, Nevada. We got into Nevada. And that's where we met up with the guys there. Interesting little place, Silver Springs. So very small town. If you blink, you'll miss it. But literally, dude, I got it on film. He was a really nice guy. I actually went up and interviewed him, but like legit cowboy.
Yep.
Rode his horse right down the road, turned in the driveway, and there's a hitching post right up front of the station, at the gas station, and hitched up his horse and went in to get, maybe he was getting some Copenhagen or something. I don't know. But I talked to the guy, got him on film because I found it so interesting. And not that there's lots of horses around where we live, but people don't ride them to the store and hitch them up. But I live around, there's a pasture right across from me that has horses, but we don't ride them to the store and hitch them up. But he said, every day comes down, rides down and gets his soda and whatever he needs and then rides his old horsey back home. But anything else on that? We picked up the Cali crew, 3 of them, right? Nate, Houston, and Matt Haywood, who a lot of you guys know. Matt, you may not know Houston yet, or Nate, but they're you'll probably be getting to know them. We'll get them on a podcast at some point. But anyways, Matt Haywood, y'all know, you've heard his name before. He's been a long time patron member. Boner. That's he got a new name. Can you explain the Boner name?
Oh man. Go ahead.
Explain what a boner is?
Well, no.
How you came up with it.
How I came up with it? Is that appropriate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know the story. Is it appropriate?
Haywood.
Exactly. So,
okay.
Actually, what's funny is that, so I told him how I came up with it. I was standing in the shower one day. And he stops me and he's like, hold on here. He's like, I got what do you say? Like a good looking muscular guy telling me he's in the shower thinking about it. But it was basically, I was in the shower and it was like, I'm thinking about, who the hell was it at the time? Because I was making fun of them, but I was thinking about his last name because we're going on this trip. And a lot of times on trip is where guys that are new, that's where we end up giving them a moniker. And so I'm like, man, what could I come up with this, freaking name? And I'm rattling all these names off in my head. And it actually came up with, hey, Wood, he was like, hey, I got a boner type of thing. So like, hey, Wood, look. And I didn't have a boner in the shower, but I mean, sometimes I do, but it's like, you never know. Yeah, but anyway, that's really where it came from.
Okay.
And just because of a play on of his last name of, hey, Wood.
Yeah.
So I went to boner. And just stuck.
It just stuck.
Hopefully the boner sticks.
And that is his official nickname within the club now. So there you go. I appreciate the backstory on that. We were so busy on this trip, I didn't even get the whole backstory on it. So so we met up with those guys, and then it was time to roll out. And interestingly, when we got to there, I found out this was not planned for the documentary film. It was not planned for the trip. That's what I love shooting these doc films. The way we do it is there's no scripted story. And honestly, going into the trips, I don't know what the story is or what's going to unravel. And we have to roll with a lot of stuff and shoot the different stuff. But anyways, I found out. Now, this happens a lot in the Sworn Few. We've talked about it many times in the past, is when you join the Sworn Few MC and you're probationary, you're going to learn really quick that we don't stand around at events to look pretty, number one, because we're not pretty, and number two, because that gets boring to us. We don't mind short events and stuff, but our mission is to ride a brotherhood, lay down miles, spend time, see country. It's not to stand around. And so these new guys that come into the club always come in, like Cowboy can attest to this, and Squirt and a whole bunch of others come in with bar hopping bikes. You know, what was your other bike? The Street Bob. These aren't touring bikes. They don't have fairings. They are not made for touring. They got small tanks. They're uncomfortable. They're great for, I have
they
one.
They look good.
They look good. And I love riding my Dyna Lowrider S around town and then back home. And then I get on my Street Glide to go long. But Nate had Lowrider S, and he found out really quickly that was not going to cut it to be a member of this club. You can try. We don't care if you want, as long as you can hang. But he realized he's going to need a new bike. He's going to need an actual touring bike. So he started talking about getting a new bike, a touring. And then Houston, he had an old 96 Street Glide, and it's on its last leg.
Yeah.
And so he wanted a bike too. And so I started texting. I've become friends, at least. We've been to some events together with Matt Laidlaw down at Laidlaw Harley-Davidson in California. And I'd already texted Matt and told him, hey, we're going to come through. I'm just going to stop by the dealership and say hi. Like I said, we've been to a few events together, gotten acquainted with each other. And then I said, we actually probably have two bikes. And so I started asking them. I knew what they wanted. Houston wanted either a Street Glide or Street Glide Special, and then Nate wanted the Street Glide ST. Yeah. And so I started texting back and forth with Matt Laidlaw because we were going to go through there at some point in our trip. And so he started checking for stocks. And we'll talk about later what happened, because we did visit Laidlaw, and we'll tell you that story as we progress. But I at least wanted to set that up for you guys, that the next few days I'm actually on text, and I know Nate and Houston are filling out, what paperwork they can for pre-approval, just in case they do buy a bike when they get there. Anything else you guys want to add to that?
No.
Okay. Warmed up to 60 as we hit Hawthorne, Nevada for lunch. We're now out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. It is
such a good lunch. Such a good lunch, though.
Here's the funny thing. Okay, so
amazing.
Hawthorne, Nevada. I think probably the only reason it exists is because it's like an Army depot there. So you start coming in, and there's these big mounds kind of out in the desert, and I don't know what they have in there, but they have something in there. And so I just think about like cowboys in the military. I spent a little time in the military. And I just can't imagine being like 20 years old and getting stationed in Hawthorne, Nevada.
Oh my God, dude. No doubt. I never thought about that.
That's a way not to re-enlist.
Oh, and these poor guys trying to get their dick wet at 20 years old, and there's nowhere to do it.
Right. It's true. You got to go all the way into Vegas or something.
Yes. There ain't nothing for 100 miles.
Yeah.
100 miles.
Yeah, ain't much.
And we'll tell you about the 100 miles here in a second.
Yeah. Right after Popeye does this.
Hey, Bikeaholics, are you searching for new and exciting motorcycle parts? 03D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson Honda Goldwing motorcycles. 03D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding, Bikeaholics. Nice. 03D has a design team for over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for your CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email at sales@03d.com or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out your 03D custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us and head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero 3D products.
So good.
We're all rolling with a bunch of our Zero 3D products. Got a lot of those in stock at the store. I was down there today. I saw them. So get hooked up. We've got the free install videos for you guys, and we appreciate they've been supporting us for many years now. We definitely appreciate Zero and all the people behind Zero 3D, real bikers there.
Good people over there.
Definitely. All right. So why don't you guys talk? You just take this because I was busy doing a bunch of stuff, but you tell your story here because some shit went down in Hawthorne.
So originally
made for the film.
Yeah, the original plan was to eat. I don't remember what the place was called. The original plan.
It's up there.
Wait, is it?
Joe's Tavern.
Oh, okay, Joe's Tavern.
Way to be on it.
Hey, first of all,
Thanks,
I'd like to
Papa.
thank you for the heated gear I just ordered.
Nice. Did you use our affiliate? Of course you did.
I ordered it from our distributor, and I will send myself an invoice
With the law-abiding bikers.
Are we going to
lab
add
card.
that then to our store?
at some point. Yes,
Okay,
I'm sure
nice.
I will. It may even be in there right now. I'll
Okay.
look.
All right.
Here's another one you might want to
Anyway.
add is a cooling vest. You know, we get that in the law-abiding biker store. My wife, I just texted her on the way here, and I'm like, hey, get a cooling vest for, we got a trip coming up in August. We're going up to Canada. And I said, get online, order yourself a cooling vest. And she asked me, she's like, through the Lab store or, just like,
I don't think
through
we have one
Amazon?
right now, but you can't use the Amazon affiliate
you
at
don't.
least.
And yeah, that's what I told her.
We
I
don't
said,
have a
get
lot
on
of clothing yet. We're
Nope.
we're with the new building. This is what we're planning on doing is
Right.
expanding. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah,
Just a
good.
thought. Anyway, Joe's Tavern closed. Go
So
ahead.
Joe Tavern, it's closed. So we turn around. Again, it's a small town, just trying to find a place, and we found this
Barley Sports Bar.
Sports Bar. So we all pull in, go inside, and Ryan's doing his thing out in the parking lot. And I don't even think we ordered yet. And this dude walks in and just yells. Yep, that's about right.
He walked past me. I was getting some drone shots out the
Yeah.
parking lot. And he walked past me and he was loud with the crew. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's going in. So he looked nice, but I was like, oh God, he's toast.
So he just
He's loaded.
sends it. Yeah, and he is.
He is.
He's been
Right out on the
tasting-
range.
He's been tasting some things.
I remembered their name for a while, but I forgot it. It was, I think, Cindy and something. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Anyway, so it was a couple, and then was it a nephew or something?
yeah.
Nephew. So they had just been wrestling that cattle out there on the
Wrestling?
wrestling. Okay, what he said, and that he was very lively, I would say.
I need a job where I can get drunk.
No doubt, dude.
Yeah. And so he just starts he buddies right up to us and starts telling us stories, and he had some fun interactions. I think his wife told him, let's get some food. And he goes, no, I want a drink. Yeah. And she's like, well, let's get some food first. He's like, no, I want a drink, woman.
Yep.
And so she gets him a drink, and it just continues on.
What was their story? Why
Oh
were
my
they
God.
staying in Hawthorne? Weren't they?
I didn't hear why they were wrestling.
So they were
Rustling
in the
cattle.
area. They've got probably a lease on, I think, on some public BLM property.
They
or
were
something
helping.
like
They
that.
were helping friends. Is what they were doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tens
I
of
remember.
thousands of acres, and so they're
okay.
moving cattle is what they were doing.
He's a legit cowboy.
Oh, yeah. No, these guys
yeah.
were, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a ranch in Northern California, just south.
That's
of
right. He
Oregon.
wanted us to come to it, right?
Yeah, he kept
At
telling
some
us
point.
where it was.
I won't
yeah.
say where it is because I don't
Right
want people
now.
just to show up, but I know where it's at. And if we ever are in the area, we can just pop in. And
He
see
wanted
him.
us to come over with all our Hardys and just
Yeah.
party,
He
dude.
said-
I'd have
he
got
said-
drunk and rode a horse.
He says it either goes one or two. Cowboys and Harley riders, he said it goes one of two ways, good or bad. And he wasn't sure which one it was going to be. And when he came in and met us, he goes, all right, I know this is going to be a good group.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Just he's
just
just
going
telling
off, man.
stories, and
Yeah.
God, I was laughing so hard.
Do you remember the story about the skunk?
I do.
Okay, you going to tell it?
Yeah, I can. So,
Okay.
But do we want to give that away though?
I don't know. Why not?
So, so he says he's on a trip with his wife, and his wife kind of shakes her head because she's
Yeah.
probably
She
heard
knows
this.
what's coming up. Yeah, she knows
So he
what's
says
coming.
they're driving along, and he says there's a family of skunks, and they accidentally hit one of the skunks. And his wife is just losing her shit, and she's freaking out, and like, oh God, we got one of them's injured, and we got to do something with this thing. We got to do something, and so she gets out and she picks this skunk up, and she starts carrying it back, and she's like, I think we should just let it ride with us. We'll put it in the truck with us and we'll let it ride with us. And she goes, but what about the smell? And he tells her, just hold its nose, because she's going to hold it in her lap.
Yeah. That was an important part of the story. Was she takes a skunk and puts it between her legs, and then it's kind of nestled in her legs, and she's babying it. And he says, "Well," she says, "What are we going to do about the smell?" He says, "Well, plug its nose."
Plug its nose. Plug its nose.
Well done.
I love it.
Well done, cowboy.
Yeah, that guy was legit, and he was hilarious the whole time we were there eating. I mean, it was nonstop. He did not let up at all.
Yeah, and then he was talking about, he goes, for those of you who are Yellowstone fans, he's like, I don't know what these people do on Yellowstone, but that's sure shit ain't how my ranch runs.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a helicopter. We ain't whacking people
Yeah,
left
right.
and right.
I don't got no goddamn helicopter. Yeah.
I'm not a millionaire.
Yeah. Typical's like police shows, same thing. You're like, well, that's not how it works at all.
Super nice guy, just humble. I mean, these are the type of people, like when you get out of the big cities, you go meet how most of America runs. 80% of America is this way. It's we're inside of the. We don't like to get political on this show, but it's like we're inside of the seaboards, and so it's 80% of America is within the seaboards. You're not on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, so the overwhelming majority of America is somewhere in that middle, right? And these are the down home, just humble, salt of the earth type of people. They're just so fun to meet, and just fun, good attitudes, willing to give you the shirt off their back if they have to, to help you. This guy, he had no idea what we did for a living. I don't know if anybody even knows.
He dug a few times, but we were
very good at being vague about it.
Yeah, he asked me one time. He goes, "So what is it you guys do?" I go, "As little as possible."
Yeah, that was the answer. Yeah.
He brought it up a few times, but I think we deflected.
And I don't know if he ever figured it out. And I don't think.
No, he did at the end.
Did he at the end?
Yeah, we just told him.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he was straight up. We didn't know at first when he was asking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, at the end, he knows.
And this was, so at the end, this is like when we're walking out, but these folks are, there's, by this time, there's 8 of us there. And he paid for all of our meals.
We stayed way over longer than we should have. We all had multiple beers, food. Yeah, he literally picked up our entire tab.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so thank you, sir, for that. And like you say, unbelievable the kind of people you meet. And it was a hoot, and I know you guys had a lot of fun in there.
And it was a shout out to Barley's. I mean, we tapped them out, their kitchen. It was like one dude in the kitchen, one bartender, all of us, plus, a couple cowboys and locals, and they were running. And they got our food out pretty quick, and it was good. And I mean, I saw the cook, dude, he was sweating because he was working so hard. So they did really good.
And if you go in there, send us a picture. Hit us up on Instagram and take a picture of the Law Abiding Biker sticker and Biker Revolution sticker. It'll be on a post in there. Take a picture with you with it and send it to us. We'd like to see Barty's Sports Bar. Yep. Look for the drunk cowboy.
After Hawthorne, Nevada, we are headed for, do you have the name of it up there? Because I'm drawing a blank. It is, what's the next town? Nope, it is not. Oh. The next town that we're trying to make is... we'll come up with it.
Because it's not on the itinerary, but it's Indian name town, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
You guys think about it while I'm telling the story here. So, we hop on the bikes and we're getting ready to head out of town, and I've got about half to 3/4. Well, as most of you know, with a touring bike, you can make it quite a ways. You're at least 150 miles or so, probably, if you've got that much fuel. So. We start heading out of town. I'm not too worried about it. After we get out of town, about 10 miles, we had a fairly decent headwind.
We did.
Fairly decent.
Apparently, unbeknownst to me, once we got to the next town,
it starts with a
not
P.
Pahrump.
Yeah.
Pahrump?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
So as we're heading to the next town, when we get to the next town, guys tell me, they're like, there was a sign that said next town 100 miles. It's literally 100 miles. I go, I didn't see it. Now, here's where you got to take a little bit of self-initiative too. If the guy leading, doesn't see something like that, or you're like, shit, I don't know if I can make it to the next town, let him know.
Well, to be fair, this was his first time riding with us.
So, anyway, I did not see that sign. I figured I had plenty of gas to get to wherever we needed to go in that amount of fuel. I'm cruising along like we normally do at speed. We're making some passes on semis, but we got a good headwind. Now, the crazy thing is, like, I constantly, like, usually got multiple different maps that I'm looking at. I'm watching road signs, how far the next town is coming up. Well, I started looking at the next town. The next town's, 93 miles away or something stupid.
It is Pahrump.
Yeah, it's Pahrump. Okay. And so as the mileage starts kicking, you disagree with that?
No, we were heading for Furnace Creek. That was our
that's where we were headed, but the next town
we're
from
stopped
Hawthorne.
in Pahrump for gas, which was where we bought a gas jug.
Okay, if you say so.
So,
You say so? No, it happened. It's on film.
That wasn't
Are you
Pahrump.
done shopping, Lurch?
It wasn't Pahrump.
No, I'll go ahead and continue.
Okay.
but
Please
I'm
continue.
like I
Please
said, I'm
continue,
having to
Lee.
watch the gas gauge, and like I said, just think about the dudes behind me, how much gas they have on this trip. Like Ryan had said earlier, we've got a couple different bikes on the trip, and so I called Boner and I go, hey. How much fuel does Sunshine, how far can Sunshine, aka Houston, how far can he go? And I got a really solid answer for how far he could get. I don't know.
Very scientific.
We'll just see what happens. So anyway, we take off. He's got a 5-speed and like a 5-gallon tank. I'm like, shit. When he tells me that, I was like, I've never lost a person on a ride yet. I've never ran him out of gas. And I'm like, today
can't say
might
that
be the
anymore.
day.
Yeah.
Today might be the
Day
day.
might be
We've
the
gotten
day.
close a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been real close. So anyway,
I've
we're
coasted
past,
that street,
we're
Bob.
passing trucks and whatnot that are, going fairly slow. We're battling a headwind. And as I'm watching this mileage tick off and how far we've still got to go, I started thinking, shit, I don't know if we're going to make it. And so the guys in the back, when I talked to them later, they knew exactly what I did. I went from doing like 80 miles an hour down to like 65 miles an hour.
Yep.
Once you slowed down, I knew.
I knew we
somebody
were
was
in
low.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I got to conserve all the fuel that we can to try to get us into town. So
It's Tonopah.
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 Yeah, it's
Pahrump is after that.
100%.
It's an Indian town name, yeah.
It was in the notes.
So,
Well, thanks for letting everybody know. So I was looking it up.
but you guys
Oh my
kept
God.
telling me
Why
no.
don't you just, do you have a mic?
All right.
No,
Hey.
I was pointing at it
Hey.
because they were talking.
Okay.
Gosh.
So if you're going from Hawthorne to
Separate you
Tonopah or Tonopah to Hawthorne, just know it's about 100 miles. Is
I
what
wanna
you've got to
gas
go. Yep, gas up. And so anyway, about 3/4 of a mile before we get into Tonopah, Sunshine runs out of gas. And so I head up.
God, we're so close.
Oh, yeah.
What you do is right there. You can see it.
So my Street Glide's got a 6-gallon tank, and I think I put in like 5.5 or 5.7. So I was getting close myself. My light had been on forever.
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, with conserving gas, slowing down. First time we've ran somebody out of gas. But went in to the truck stop, and
my gosh.
it was a $25 gas jug, I believe, not 20.
Yeah, the clerk even felt bad.
Well, yeah, she goes, I
She's like,
hate, I
know
hate
this.
every time I ring these up,
Yep.
but that'll be $25. And I'm like, holy.
So, yep, I bought him a gas jug and
You know
bought
what-
some gas.
You know what Sunshine said? He goes, I would have just grabbed a pop bottle out of the trash and filled
yeah.
it up.
Yeah, he was
No
pissed.
doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd have been good.
Yeah, he was pissed.
But yeah, so got a gas jug, and then we strapped it to to Cowboy's bike, and off he went after getting some
Ripping.
fuel, and ripped back down and fueled up Sunshine, and brought him up to the gas station so he could get topped off.
Yeah, I get there and all I get is fucking Popeye.
Everybody else made it.
Yep, everybody else made
Everybody
it.
else made
And you know
it.
what happened after that?
He bought a new bike.
Yeah.
Yep, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, so this was another little mishap. This is the second time this happened with your semi-tire.
Oh
dude.
my gosh, dude.
geez.
It happened last year on the Midwest
where
trip.
was-
Holy cow.
Where was this?
Right?
We were
Right before.
just before Death Valley.
Yeah, the
That where it
last fill up. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like, I have never once been driving along in my car out of however many hundreds of thousands of
Right,
miles
yeah.
I've driven. I've never had a semi-tire
good point.
blow next to me.
Yeah.
This is the second time in consecutive trips. Last summer I had the same thing happen. And then this summer's trip, just as we were passing, a semi-tire blew. As soon as I got to it, like at the front of the pack,
Yep.
I caught shrapnel, and then all the guys in the back
Holy
of
cow.
the
Dude.
pack caught shrapnel. One piece that was probably, I don't know, like 8 by 8 inches by 8 inches or something like that, took off at about 30 feet in the air and went
Oh,
flipping
dude,
up
it
over
shot.
everybody.
Yeah, it shot straight up over everybody's head. I think it was Nate had to end up, he ducked and like had to do a little weave because it was coming down on him.
At least this one wasn't as loud. Last year when it went off, it was so loud that my ear was ringing the rest of the day. It was super loud. This one was not like that, but I mean, just the odds of that, you know, to have that happen a second time. So it'll scare the shit out of you. But as soon as it went off, I knew exactly what happened. I put my head forward, you know, my helmet forward, ducked down behind my fairing, and just, you know, all you can do is hope for the best.
Dude, the size of the rubber that went up over the top of the
There was
semi.
a huge
It was
piece that
just
went flying up.
catapulting, like flipping. I was like,
It was
oh,
nuts.
shit. I mean, it wasn't coming from me, but even I ducked because I was like, oh, fuck, dude. Yeah, it was a massive piece of rubber, man.
Poor boner.
Poor boner.
Poor
And then
boner.
it's just one of those things, you know.
You guys said that he broke his signal.
No, we had just said
we haven't talked about
took
it.
shrapnel.
I just said poor boner.
It's just one of those things, you know. It's like we were up in the front. I just kind of turn around and look, and like
Everybody's there, yeah.
start counting bikes, and everybody's there. All right, we'll keep going.
We keep going, yeah. So Boner actually took some shrapnel to his left blinker, which he was on the left track, number 2. He was right behind you. And he took a piece. And I didn't even know and I was riding right track with him. I had no idea he even got hit yet. And then we stopped like
I didn't know he got hit
half
either.
a mile was our stop, and we pulled over. And I see him looking around his bike. I go, did you take some? He goes, yeah, I felt it. And they go, oh, shoot. And yeah, his whole blinker, it blew that whole thing up. So
hit his aftermarket lower, his blinker, and I think it even bounced off his leg, if I recall.
yeah,
right.
I think
I
he
think you're
said,
right.
he felt some. So it's crazy, man. That was nuts.
Rock on. We survived another one, and it was straight into Furnace Creek at this point. We were running a little behind because of the gas situation, plus the drunk cowboy in
It
Hawthorne.
was just a long day.
It was just we were just behind.
A long day, yeah.
But we did get in a 7:45 into Furnace Creek. And we'll talk about Furnace Creek a little bit. It's an interesting place. But nonetheless, we all bought a $90 hamburger or whatever. I had chicken wings or something and a beer. And the Oasis, let's call it Death Valley, there's not a lot of options. So you're kind of stuck there. So anyways, they are, as we'll probably talk about a little bit more, definitely a rip-off tourist place. But you're screwed because they're the only game in town.
Yep.
And they know it, and they will just take some Vaseline with you, bend over, and just ask them to go as slow as they can because you're going to get raped.
So brutal.
So the one thing about coming into this way, so we came in on the east side of Death Valley. If you're going to go visit Death Valley, having done it twice now, I would say come in on the west side. The last time I came in from Lone Pine, I think is the name of it. And then it drops you. It is just much more windy, twisty, and steep coming down. It's a cooler ride, you know, coming in the other side of the valley. This was cool still coming in. You know, you're dropping pretty fast. We went from, I think it's a couple of 1,000 feet.
Yeah, you drop quick. My ears were plugged.
Yeah.
Because we were dropping elevation so quick.
And you come down to, you know, below sea level pretty fast. But like I said, the other way is slower. You take a lot of switchbacks and whatnot coming in. That's the only thing I'd say about that.
Yeah, it was nice. And I think Lurch was glad because he was finally warming up because it got warm. I think we all were like, you know, because we had ridden a cold, windy, even out of Hawthorne was windy, headwind to Tonopah. And we were just done. We just drank some beers, smoked some cigars, had drinks by the natural pool, which is apparently
after.
I didn't know that till you guys told me. It's a huge ass pool.
Yeah.
But it's like, looks like chlorine. It looks like a regular pool.
It looks like a normal pool, but it's just normal.
It's normal
natural
water, right?
piping,
Yeah.
But that was after we moved rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Houston's in the chat now. He's under blue line fishing. He's being discreet, I guess. He says, "Oh my
Blue line
gosh, look at this
fisher.
mix up of sexiness. Y'all are doing so good."
Thanks, buddy.
Doing so good.
Yeah, we just
Thanks,
talked
buddy.
about you, Houston. Glad you just got on now because if you would have heard what we said a minute ago,
yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Sunshine. Go ahead and change your name.
Yep.
you signed in.
Sunshine.
Yeah, you signed in at the perfect time.
Yeah.
You have no idea what we just talked about you.
Noise.
So yeah, we had Lurch got there like he went ahead of us a little bit, about an hour or two, and got checked into the room. He had some stomach issues, and then by the time he Got there, he had clogged up the plumbing at the place.
Good.
Yeah.
God.
That's not me.
That was not me. Do we need another trial?
Actually, when we got there, there was the plumbing issues in the hotel caused by lurch.
Not true. I wasn't even in my room yet.
Whatever. So he already clogged the toilet
job,
up
Lurch.
there.
Oh, man.
And
Kicked a bunch of people out of the rooms.
yeah, like half the hotel
Jeez.
ended up having to move.
It wasn't our side. We didn't have to move. It was
No,
the
we
other
didn't.
side, I think.
Well, yeah, because everything was
Goes
downstream
downhill,
from you.
Yeah.
How's that even possible? That's even possible. That makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
That was perfect, though. We all got silent.
We were
Looked
just
at
like,
you and you
Lurch is
said
like,
nothing.
I got.
But
That was perfect.
It's a 50% true story. The
It's 100% true 50% of the
that's
time.
right.
Right.
We did have to move rooms. The plumbing was clogged. We're not sure if Lurch did it.
No, we're pretty sure.
Lurch,
times.
would you do this here?
Hook it up, buddy.
Are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of
Slap your
Rick
paint.
Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems.
Ooh,
This
I like
father and son
strapless.
team designed something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yep, these guys ride so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back.
Rick Rack.
What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head on over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. lawabidingbiker.com/store.
/store. Noise. We lost Popeye.
Yeah.
He's headed to the urinal. His little girly bladder. He looks big and tough, but he's got a little girly bladder. Can't help it.
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
His nickname might be Popeye, but he's got an olive oil bladder.
Exactly. All right. Do you want? Let's move in. So day 3, guys. So we keep moving along here.
Yep.
So yeah, day 3. We laid down all the miles the first 2 days. Now we can take a little breather, take some shorter days, and have fun chilling out a little bit and with the boys and some brotherhood time. So
Much needed.
yeah, this was a Death Valley day ride. So this was our first ride. Not a long ride, but from Furnace Creek, if you haven't been to Death Valley, it's a resort, they call it. Is they asking about
Yeah.
that? Well, go ahead and handle it real
Well,
quick.
Ty Fox just said, hope he puts money in the porta potty shitter bank for the cost of Lurch's issues. So
Got
there
it.
you go.
Do you want to explain what you're showing to the
We
rest of
will,
the
we
audience?
will in a little bit
Oh,
when we
okay,
get to
gotcha.
that. Yeah,
All right.
I'm just showing it right now because Ty mentioned it, but we'll get to some of
Okay.
the gifts and stuff we received at the patron ride when we get to that.
So we this was just a day ride I had planned, and so Furnace Creek, the Oasis there, it's a resort, so to speak, and from there, like I say, they're the only game in town. There's really nowhere else you can stay, and so just be prepared for lack of supplies, lack of food, unless you want to get it at this one place. They got food. It's
And
just
spend lots
it's
of
just
money.
really expensive.
Lots of money.
It's
Yeah.
easily double the price of what it should
Yeah.
be.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Easily.
And so we were going to operate out of there. Again, it's just kind of how you have to do it. If you want to see, for the most part, if you want to see Death Valley and not try to ride in and ride out the same day, that would be, you might not get to see everything you want to. There's lots of things to see in Death Valley. I kind of narrowed it down on our ride that I did in Ride Planner. And don't forget, guys, if you do, we had it in our boombox systems and all that. If you do want a very detailed tutorial video on Ride Planner, it will take all the headaches out for you, all the tips, tricks, and ways we do things, because we do use it. And that's all over at lawabidingbiker.com/Ride Planner, or Hardy/boombox is how you get to all of our videos. I lost my
We got technical difficulties going on.
Yeah.
why don't you talk about the day ride while I'm trying to fix this stuff?
Anybody?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we did that, what was it? The Salt Flat Road thing. Wasn't that the first stop of that day?
The basin.
Basin,
Yep.
is that what it was called? Yeah, yeah.
Badwater Basin.
Oh, hey, look, it's right there in front of my face. Son of a gun. Again, with Popeye in the notes. I'm
And that's-
surprised you were reading notes.
And that's the place where you look up on the hill and it's got the
it's got
190 feet below
below
sea level.
Yeah, they put the sea level above you. Which
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right where it was at on the rocks, which was cool. But yeah, it's like a packed down. I mean, it was like concrete, like a big road. So the guys went and kind of walked out there and checked it out for a minute.
I was very tempted to ride my motorcycle out on
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's lots of signs, but none of them said no bikes.
No, there was.
No bicycles.
Yes.
Yeah, no bikes.
But it didn't say no motorcycles.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
So-
well, then you could have done it.
Didn't say no Popeyes.
That's what
Technically,
everybody
you
was
would-
saying.
Technically, you would have been all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Probably be fine.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
But
It's like a federal offense.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd do that.
You get more than that for rape somebody. It's ridiculous.
It was pretty cool though. I mean, it was fun.
yeah. No,
Nice-
yeah,
nice little
it's
check.
definitely worth a see to ride out there. And then
I hope this is not all that we came to see.
No.
This
Right.
is not worth it.
Yeah, no. Then we
yeah?
because the
Yeah.
next one was the painted
Yeah.
rocks, right?
That
yeah,
was cool.
Artist Palette.
Yep.
So
Palette.
we
I
went
bet
from
it's in the
Badwater
notes.
Basin to Artist Palette.
Yeah,
which
that's
makes
rad.
which makes sense because it kind of looks like a painter's palette where you got all the different colors.
Yeah.
All the rocks are several different colors. Very cool.
It was cool. I will say, on our way from Badwater Basin to Artist Palette, Popeye decided that he was going to try to ride off the side
in the show
of the
notes?
road. No, it's purely recollection.
I was looking.
Purely
I was
recollection.
looking up on the show notes, and I'm thinking, I don't think
Coming
he
in
didn't-
hot.
They might
coming
not
in hot.
Yep, like you might not remember this. I was just going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But he did a good job.
There are some tight corners and there's some ups and downs, and you're going through the rocks. It's very cool, but a corner can sneak up on you quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was up in the front, and the speed limit was 15, which I was doing
Right. Close to.
somewhere. And so it was. Yeah, it was there was a dip, and then it was a good rise, and then
Yeah.
a dip again. And so all of my suspension was at the top, and so I didn't really have any weight on my tires. And when I got to the top of that hill, I could not exactly see which way the road went. Well, it went hard right.
Yeah.
And I kind of went, oh shit. It's a one-way road. And I was definitely carrying too much speed for the corner. And so I immediately
Can
got
confirm.
on the brakes, and my rear tire locked up. And just out of instinct, I got back off of the brakes. I was talking to Ryan afterwards, and he's like, you just got to put your foot to the floor, basically, so that, and this is probably good info for everybody out there, just put your foot down and hold it down, and your ABS will kick in. Because I got on the brakes, I started sliding, and my ass end was back and forth from the skid. So I got back off of the brake to stop the skid, and as soon as the skid stopped, I got back on the brakes, and I did that 2 or 3 times, as well as braking heavily in the front. But I should have, talking to Ryan, should have just hammered it down. It would have went into that ABS and held it. But hard right, and then I did have a little bit of a shoulder, so I knew I had a little bit of buffer room. Otherwise, I would have just laid it down as hard as possible. I ended up on the gravel shoulder, just a hair, dropping down as much speed as I could, and then once I came, slow enough speed, then I made the corner. But yeah, Ryan was behind me like, nice recovery.
Yeah, nicely done. We've all come in hot before. Trust me, I've been there. I've come in hot before.
You did basically what the ABS does.
Right.
On off.
That's
on
a
off,
natural
on off, on
right.
off, on off.
And that's a natural response because you've ridden dirt bikes, and even my KLR doesn't have ABS, and that's normal. You slide it, it starts to go out from under. You let up a little bit, you slide a little bit more, and so it's a natural thing for your brain to want to do that.
It was definitely a oh shit. I'm like, but it's it's
Still
one of
worked.
those,
Yeah.
It's one of those things like we've all been in the business that we do so long is that it doesn't pay to panic.
Right,
and
yeah.
that was
Yeah,
my
that's the
thing. It's
biggest
just
thing,
like,
yeah.
well, you figure this out.
Fix the situation.
Your
Yeah.
brain kind of goes into slow mo, and it ain't gonna help to panic.
Yep.
So from Artist Palette, after that's we went to Zabriskie Point, and then there's a lot to see. And I'll talk a little bit more about these in the documentary film, but obviously you can get information on what these are.
That's where we pissed off that girl, right?
Yes.
Zabriskie Point.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
She was very. Is the funny
She
thing
was
is
so nice.
She was very
Up
nice,
in-
very granola,
Yeah.
a hippie type person, very chatty with Ryan. But then at some point we're like, hey, can you move so we can take a?
We just want to take a picture.
Both
all
Cowboy and
it
I are
was.
standing there with cameras waiting to take a picture of Ryan, and she was just chatting him up and wouldn't move, and very nice until you
She wanted
asked
to know
her,
all about our company
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
like,
film
yeah.
crew.
and you're like, hey, I've got a film crew over there. They just want to take a quick photo.
Just a
Do you
quick
mind
photo.
stepping out of the
Just
way?
step aside.
And then she lost her shit.
Dude, she lost her ever-loving mind. She wanted to sit on that rock right now, and heaven forbid if somebody else wanted to take a picture on that rock.
I
For
think-
4 seconds, like it was all ready because we had,
You guys
you
told
were
me, I go, was
talking
she
for
mad?
like an
I
hour,
think she
so
was
I think we had time
I
to
go,
get
was she
everything.
mad? I asked you guys. I'm like, I
She
didn't
was mad.
understand. I was
Oh, no,
like,
she was
she
pissed.
mad?
I think
Yeah.
she was
She was pissed.
chemically enhanced, and you
Yeah,
were
right,
ruining
right.
whatever experience she was
Maybe.
having.
Yeah, she was pissed.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I just remember
No,
that.
that's okay. That's all
there
right.
might be a lab sticker there too, so keep an eye out.
Oh, yeah, keep an eye out.
There's some poles
yeah.
that are in the walking paths to keep vehicles from coming up there, so
But not
it's right
Harleys.
there on the bottom.
Yeah, hit us up on the Instagram if you guys see any of our stickers and stuff, or in the private Facebook group. And then from Zabriskie Point, I had routed this, not telling everybody, but I knew.
You told me.
I told you guys.
Yeah.
I was fairly confident that the whole team could make it, but it's a 20 Mule Team Canyon. And it's a 2.5 miles of course, we're all in Harley-Davidson baggers. Not all of us. But anyways, most of us, we're all on Harleys, street bikes.
Nate had a street bob.
Yeah, street bob. 2.5 miles of gravel.
And before you get there, as we're going in, there's a cattle guard, and it's got some pretty good washouts on the other side of the cattle guard. And Houston bottomed out his 06 street glide. He hit it harder than shit. I mean, I can't believe parts didn't come off of that son of a bitch.
No shit. He must have been well in front of me.
He hit it hard.
Yeah, wow.
Built to last.
Built to last. But it's a cool road. I'm not going to give you the whole history on it. I believe there's a film shot in there, but anyways, it's all gravel. It's nothing that crazy, but you do want to have some skills. There are some ups and downs, and you don't want to be a new rider and do it.
Bank corners.
But Squid was not happy at all. Squid does not like riding anywhere except pavement, and so he was not happy. But he was still had his Squid kind of smile. He stopped at one point, and we talked a little bit, asked him how he was doing, and he was glad to be done with it. But it is beautiful. It's really cool. Walls on both sides of you, just the rocks, the formations. It's cool. So if you get a chance, and then from there it was to Dante's View. Some of the guys went back to swim in the pool. Me, Lurch,
did, and good Lord, there's some good scenery.
Matt, Lurch, Cowboy, I, and he.
Boner
went with us. That's right.
No, the young guys were favoring Popeyes.
Yes.
Go sit by the pool.
Right,
They had
exactly.
A rough
Look at bikinis.
Yeah, they had a rough night. That's
had a rough night.
what it
No, we
was
didn't.
mostly. Oh, you didn't? I thought you guys did. Oh, I thought they
we were
did.
up, well, we were up later. We stayed up late.
I just was like, I'm going to go hang out at the pool.
Yeah.
Seen enough.
I would strong.
you've been there.
Yeah. If you do get a chance, I would say Dante's View was the best view of
that was
all
cool.
of those points. So if you
No, it wasn't.
if you kick some of those out, yeah, right.
Full view was better, apparently.
Jeez.
If you boot any of those, you can boot a couple, but I would hit Dante's View first if you could, and then pick up the rest if you can. That's just my suggestion. But anyways, they were already back at the ranch, and then after Dante's View, it's really, really high. And it's a fun ride.
Yeah.
It's a badass road. I mean, it is twisty
It is
and
curvy.
switchbacks, and you get
Popeye
massive
scenery.
elevation. Yeah. It's definitely worth the ride. So check it out. So we all from there headed back, and we're all met back up at the ranch.
Just to throw it in there.
Sure.
It's 5,575 feet high.
So you basically go from
huge.
below sea level
To up.
because Badwater Basin is how far below sea
190.
level? 190.
And you're looking down towards that, if I recall right.
You are.
Yeah, you're right up over it.
So you're going from below sea level to whatever elevation Lurch just said, and
5,500 basically.
and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Windy, cold it was, but which is weird. We talking about Furnace Creek. Popeye had mentioned it. We had a cold front coming through the week before. It was 110. We literally, you couldn't do this again in your life, I don't think, if you planned it this way. That cold front, our literal daytime temperatures in Death Valley were 70.
Yeah.
Nights were down to 45. And it was only a couple days later, it was back up over 100 there, wasn't it? Because we talked to some folks. We
lucked out.
just completely, it made it a bearable and much more fun, I think, experience to be out there riding around. We weren't in a hurry. We were actually in full coats.
I had my climb gear on the whole time.
Yeah, climb gear and riding jackets because it was cold. And that's just you couldn't ask 1,000 people that went to Death Valley that have ever been there when it's that cold.
Yeah.
So anyways, I did appreciate those temps.
All met back up for dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys went, like I said, some of us went to the pool, and then you guys went on that ride. We met back up and screwed around for a bit, and then we headed to
Pahrump
to the Bearded Lady. Now it is just called the lady, right? And
we just wanted to get out of Furnace Creek for a while, I think, too. And I had
not have a $75 hamburger.
Exactly. Yeah. And I find these places. This was all in the. Sometimes we end up if a place is closed, but I have all this planned out, and I had done some research on this place, and I knew that it was a biker friendly place, so to speak, and so that's how we found it. Yeah.
Rowdy.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was a fun place. They got the titty wall up there. That was kind of cool. And then it's kind of
let me explain that.
Go ahead.
It's like Cheers.
First of all, when you walk in, everybody yells "Hey," which is cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
but there's a photo booth in there, so you can imagine what happens in a bar that has a photo booth. I walk in,
Lurch has his titties on the wall.
Take a photo and tag us.
His
and
moves.
Find it.
Everybody goes, "Hey, Lurch, check out the wall." So I turn to the wall, and as soon as I look at the wall, everybody in the bar yells "pervert" because there's a bunch of pictures of titties on the wall, and their girls have used the photo booth and put their breasts on the wall. So if you walk in there and turn left, more than likely people are going to call you a pervert.
Yep. But now Lurch has his C cup titties up there.
That's right.
Mike Brubaker says, "Hey, Corey."
More of an A.
Yeah. I said,
did you? Okay,
I said,
all right.
Sup, Mike. First.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
The cool thing about that place, it was first of all, she kind of specialized in cheese sandwiches, so she had all kinds of different cheese sandwiches.
Grilled
cheeses. Grilled cheeses. Yeah, I had a pizza, grilled cheese pizza sandwich, outstanding. Great atmosphere, but she was from Shelton, Washington, which was cool. What a small world!
Crazy.
Yeah.
Random.
That's about 3.5 hours west of where we are here, guys.
Yeah.
I just like the story of that place where she said they throw some wild parties to where the city they were in asked them to stop.
Yeah.
Because it was too rowdy.
We were there on a Tuesday night or something like that, so it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad.
It was fun. I would recommend it.
It was
They got
definitely
biker
a biker bar.
handlebars, gas tanks up on the walls, different primary with a hole in it.
The atmosphere was cool.
Yep.
The food leaves something to be desired.
Right. Yeah. But it's edible.
It was all right.
But yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It's bar food.
Yeah. But
and they're opening a place in Vegas. So she's trying
That's
to
what she said.
she's trying to find something in Vegas. So if you're in Vegas, maybe try to look it up. It's fun.
Yeah. I think she was looking for a building or something.
What I don't know is
Kelly
if
Slater is the owner's name.
Yeah.
What I don't know is she the bearded lady?
Yeah.
No, I
she
thought
came
she
up with a
bought
name.
it.
Okay,
I thought
all
she
right.
bought it, and that's why they changed it to.
Well, you were filming the interview. You were probably listening more than me. I was the interviewer.
We'll find out when the
I can't
doc
remember,
comes
but
out.
I think she had bought it, so that's why it went. That's why it's not the bearded lady anymore. It's just the lady.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
Because she
Sounds
was
familiar.
rebranding it. I don't know. Something like
Gotcha.
that.
But she was cool and gave
it's on
us
film.
stickers. The bearded lady saloon stickers. As she said,
Yeah.
these are like the last of the original stickers. So
Yeah, pretty legit.
yeah.
Yeah, gave us some cool stickers. Yeah, I've got it sitting at home. I've put it on something, maybe my thermos or something like that. But yeah, so while we're sitting there, Ryan, what were you doing? At dinner. Talking about Laidlaw or something, were you?
Oh, yeah. We were talking bikes, and the guys, interestingly, Houston came up here in the chat.
I was gonna
Y'all
say,
know
yeah.
all right, he got a bike eventually. We'll talk about it. But he said also just y'all are aware of my 06. So he traded in his 06. I said 1996 earlier. I meant 2006 Street Glide. Sold within hours of hitting the showroom floor. True story. We thought that thing was going to sit there forever.
I
but
told you,
somebody
we were talking
scooped it
about that
up.
on video. That people are going to be coming from,
all over, yeah.
the states around trying a bidding war.
Apparently, it's a true story. So thanks for that
when
information.
when you put it in caps like that, Sunshine, I got to believe you.
So yeah, if you're in the area, there's not a lot to eat. But if you do go to Pahrump, that's definitely you're gonna like it. But don't expect any. It's not gourmet food.
I would
it
even
is
recommend
just-
staying in Pahrump and just riding into Death Valley.
Yeah, I never looked if there's a
yeah.
whole bunch of
There's
hotels
There's
and
more,
stuff.
There's more there available.
Well, yeah,
Anything
definitely after
that
staying
sketchy?
at the Oasis.
Like the
There-
Roach Hotels, or is there anything name brand?
It's Pahrump's. It's gotten bigger in the last few years because people are getting out of Vegas. There was quite a bit of stuff there. I would look into it anyway.
It
Yeah.
seemed to be a little bigger town. So, like I said, I stayed on the opposite side. So when I went through it, Lone Pine, and there's a couple good hotels over there you could stay at with.
Okay.
Because you're just outside of Death Valley, though, it was expensive as far as accommodations and fuel and shit.
Yeah, Holiday Inn Express.
Squirt,
Best
frickin'
Western.
Squirt spent,
Ooh,
I
the
don't even remember
nugget.
what it was, $30 on a 6-pack or something stupid like that. I mean, it was crazy.
wow.
Yeah, so it's expensive outside of there. But yeah, there's some decent hotels you can stay at. And yeah, it's only an hour down into the park, but I thought it was kind of neat staying in the park. You're right there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you go outside and there ain't jack shit around. It's dead quiet, and look at the stars and stuff like that.
It was something.
Me and Cowboy thought it was pretty romantic.
It was something. But the ride back that night was, man, that was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It wasn't super hot.
It was dark by the time we left.
But it was. I mean, that was probably one of my favorite stretches of road that we did this trip. Was just that night ride. I mean, it was nice and calm, quiet. And it was you just heard the bikes, and it was, I usually have music going, but I turned it off, and it was just zoned out, and just a bunch of dudes riding, and that was cool. Yeah. That was a really cool ride.
in the 70s, and then like kicking the headlight on, and it's like just nice and bright. The hell's the name of my headlight? That
03D.
03D. Vision X. Yeah, you
in
got
our
that
store.
thing. Lights it up. Go buy one of those things, because I'm telling you what, like Cowboy noticed that difference. He goes, "Holy shit!" He was like, "I'm glad you had that."
I'm glad
X.
he had his on, because you can see crap with mine.
As soon as you hit that freaking high beam on there, it just lights everything up, and then just awesome. There's a little bit of a moon, probably half moon, so it's kind of lighting the desert up. Super peaceful.
Yeah,
awesome.
It was really nice
great.
Yep.
Yep. Noise. Papa, you want to ride longer?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Well, then treat your ass with some respect already.
Okay.
Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion.
All right.
This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials. And it's like unlike those gel pads that will leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around on your seat. Fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to Law Abiding Biker Store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat.
Now, it's my
cushions.
understanding you have to bring it with you for it to work, though.
And I'm going to talk about that. So
I just accept my faults and admit when I do something wrong.
I totally forgot.
He's like, well, I'm going to talk about that.
I am.
I'm the host, and so I'm going to take some time and talk about.
So I totally forgot it.
All right, so we left. We came back down from dinner that night and back to the hotel, and up the next morning because we're heading where?
We are headed to Furnace Creek. So it's
Huntington Beach.
Or Huntington Beach. Sorry. Yeah, Huntington Beach. So on the butt buffer, I am going to talk about it because I can mute these guys.
Because he has all the controls over there.
I totally forgot it. And I will tell you, it sucked. I have taken it the last 3 years, I believe, on each trip. And I had forgotten. Yeah. You kind of forget how much you appreciate it just because I'm used to traveling with it. And I will tell you that it was a good reminder that I do not want to forget the butt buffer when I go on trips, especially those long days. I was getting the pressure points. And like I say, when you have something, you forget how good it is. Yeah. Do not leave home without your butt buffer seat cushion. It sucked. And we actually talked about it. Lurch and I were like, we can have one shipped down. That's how bad I was.
I can call Rick and have him ship one. Overnight.
And I was like, son of a bitch, I gotta pay for it. Yeah. I made a mistake. And I own up to my mistakes. And so there you go. All right. So Furnace Creek to Huntington Beach, the day 4, and then we'll see where we're at.
So we took the quickest route possible. We were ride planning this thing, months and months and months before this trip ever happened. We're like, hey, what's the quickest way? And what was funny is like, we're sitting at my house. It was me, Matt, and Ryan. We're going, hey, where do we want to go? And we're picking out the different cities and shit. And I'm like, look how close we are to Huntington Beach. And so the three of us said, shit, yeah, let's go to Huntington Beach. If you've never been there, beautiful place. It's upscale, it's very nice. It's a cool downtown area. It's right on the water. Pretty conservative area, especially for California.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So we kicked off at 10 o'clock in the morning. Had 300 miles to go.
Yep.
And started heading in. And what am I missing here on our takeoff? Stopped at
nothing. We just throttled down to lunch, basically. Late miles.
The biggest thing was as we started getting closer to Huntington Beach is where we started hitting traffic.
Yeah.
We'd already talked about lane splitting, and so I'm up in the front about 99% of the time. I'm up in the front of the group.
This was after lunch, though.
After lunch, we're getting close to Huntington Beach. We're an hour and a half. 2 hours outside Huntington. Well, some of us were 2.5 hours, 3 hours outside Huntington Beach at that point. Not to point anybody out on the podcast, but
Well, when you're lane splitting, and you're
There he is. His mic works. His mic works.
Or you can't even say. I didn't even say that.
I got pinched off. I had some asshole move over and pinch me
Pinched a
off.
loaf.
So once you guys kept going, then it's kind of hard to. If you stay with the pack, it's pretty easy to lane split. I got pinched off. Somebody moved over, and I slowed down, and then I couldn't catch back up again. And then there was a toll road that you guys took, and I thought, well, my ride planner's not telling me to take the road. Now I'm pulling up my planner because usually I just hang out in the back and enjoy the ride. But I had to pull it up, and I followed the Google Maps, and I didn't take that. Well, I can show you my receipts. I didn't take the toll road, and I wish I would have.
Lurch is like, I'm never coming on a bike.
I wish I would have taken the toll road because we took it the next day on our day trip, and man, that thing's wide open. So more than anything, what really screwed me was not taking the toll road.
So we stopped at what Popeye skipped over is we stopped at Augie's Sports Brewhouse Pizza in Barstow, California, and we hadn't lane split up to that point. It's just a regular sports bar brew pizza.
Nothing fancy.
Nothing
It was
fancy.
good.
Yeah, it was good. But I walked out in the parking lot and I realized traffic was getting thick, and I knew that we were in Cali now, and I walked up to Popeye and have it on video, and I'm just like, you ain't got no balls if you don't lane split
I
this
was all
group. He's
for
like,
it.
and you just laughed. You went. You didn't even say yes or no. I was like, okay. You just looked up like, oh, really? Okay.
Like I was looking forward to it, kind of just see how this thing goes, and so it was almost of being the left-hand lane, the left track, I should say. It's kind of a, if I'm going to lead it, then the right-hand guy's got to realize, hey, we're slowing down. That's Cowboy. Either get out of the way or he's got to jump over and lead it, and I'll cut in behind him. So, you got to work one of those ways. But, talking to the guys like in Cali, they were saying best thing to do is put the guy with the loudest pipes up front as you're going through. That's actually my bike. And then just rack the pipes as you're coming through if somebody's close. And I found it, at first it's a little bit like, you got to be on your game. I mean,
stay on your game. Yeah,
you got to be on your game. Sure. I will admit that, and it's I wouldn't say unnerving at all, but it's definitely
You're a little apprehensive going through there because you just don't know if people are going.
No, it wasn't apprehensive.
Unnerving. You'd rather be unnerved than apprehensive.
But,
okay, all right.
Well, I wouldn't even say not unnerving, but it was or apprehensive. It was just a matter of just cautious. Like somebody's going to jump something new, and after I had done it for just a while. Not bad at all. And I started going faster and faster. Would you guys not agree?
Yeah, we did.
So I started going quicker.
I would say unnerving for me.
And then as you come up, I'd rack my pipes. And what I had noticed, and it was the same thing some of the Cali guys had told us, was
Apprehensive.
Tell me to cut your mic.
Apprehensive, anxious or fearful that something bad or unpleasant will happen.
I wasn't fearful.
Whatever.
But I was cautious.
You were unnerved,
I was
though.
cautious.
Man.
But
He had his fresh balls on.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was after you started doing a little bit, then like I said, it became more comfortable. As we did it a few more of the days that we were there, it became more comfortable.
Agreed.
But you would that first day, what I realized right away, and we had talked about with some of the Cali guys, is that if it's an out-of-state plate, they may try to squeeze you. They don't give you any room
or
because
not move for you.
Or not move. They don't realize it's legal. Most of the Cali plates that I realized, like when I came up, they got the hell out of your way.
Like
they went wide. Yeah, they went wide.
There were guys that went well off onto the shoulder when they saw you coming.
Yeah.
Like most of their vehicle off onto the
Guys
shoulder.
in big trucks folded mirrors for us.
Yes.
They put them in, and
It's probably because they're Harley riders or
right,
something.
exactly.
Probably riders.
Or they've had to replace a few already.
Yeah, that could be too.
Yeah, guys
They're like, crap.
Guys get pissed and knock their mirrors off. Like, shit, not losing another mirror.
Yeah, I don't want to. They're expensive these
Pull that
days.
thing in. But, God damn, I mean, we got there, unloaded our shit, and I think I was having a cocktail by the time Lurch pulled in.
I think
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what happens when you don't take the toll roads and you try to go around them.
Yeah.
Lurch actually, Ryan texted me
And
as I'm lane splitting, And he goes, we lost safety source about it.
And I was scared for him. I kept calling him. He wouldn't fucking answer his phone. I called over and over. I'm like, okay, he's dead.
He's down. He's down.
We're lane splitting. I can't see where he is anymore.
Yeah.
Lost him. And I just called and called. He didn't answer.
I love it. We just keep going though. Fuck him.
Yeah, we ended up going to the Airbnb. There's no help. We'll figure it out once we get there.
Yeah.
Can't help him now. He's on his own.
Yeah.
I had Google Maps up or something. It was it wasn't popping up. I wasn't seeing your text.
Yeah. Something was going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got it figured out. But I definitely was
Finally,
worried
when
for a while.
you text me and that wasn't coming through when you called. It came
Okay,
through.
maybe that was
That's
it.
how fearful I was. Me and Ryan were texting each other back and forth as we're lane splitting. So he's
no
just
doubt,
like, we
dude.
lost Lurch 2 miles ago. Just keep going. It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
all good.
there's nothing you can do at that
No.
point. You
No,
just gotta. You're all for your own at that point.
Yeah.
But all for one for all. But we got to the our Airbnb, and like I said, literally we were so far ahead. We'd pulled our shit off, got into the door, and made a cocktail by the time Lurch showed up.
We're happy to see you, Lurch.
We were happy to see him.
I'll
Made a
tell you
cocktail
that.
for him.
And I had called you by then and got a hold of you, so I knew you were on your way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. We're not going to get in anymore. We'll do a separate podcast or a video too. I've got a bunch of footage of my thoughts on lane splitting overall and things like that. So
we get in the Airbnb. Me and Cowboy already talked about, it's like I'd been 2 days without a workout. I'm like, okay, we got to go to the gym. And so Cowboy
I'm here
decided to go
pump you up.
That's right. Yeah. Pick things up. I put them down. So we decided to run up the gym real quick. I already knew
it
where.
had only been 2 days for me too.
Yeah. So I knew where the gym was in the area. I was down there the year before to visit a buddy. And so went up, lifted, and then on the way back home, I look at Cowboy and I go, we're taking the PCH back. And he's like, He goes, what's the PCH? I'm like, the Pacific Coast Highway, man. This runs right along the freaking highway. He's like, or it's right along the ocean. He's like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. That was cool.
So it's starting. It was getting towards sunset at that point. Maybe it was an hour or so before sunset.
Right before.
So the sun's going down, and we kick down onto the PCH.
Nice.
And it's bouncing when we come through Huntington Beach because it was a Friday or Saturday night.
Well, it was
Friday night.
Cinco de Mayo. Was it?
Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
It was Cinco de Mayo.
So it's starting to hop, and
it was busy.
we're rolling for 5 miles or so at least till we got back down to where our Airbnb was, rolling through there, like I said, right on the beach, just beautiful weather. I mean, it was just
super cool.
It was just awesome. Just it's just one of those things that it was on my bucket list to ride my Harley on the PCH. And so that was only a short time, but just cool as shit. Got Cowboy next to me, coming through downtown area. You got the honeys with their bikinis out, shit like that, coming through downtown Huntington. Just a lot of fun. And cool. Pull back in the Airbnb and figure out what the hell we're going to do for the night.
Yeah, it was cool.
all right, let's do this real quick. I got technical difficulties again. I don't know what's going on with this freaking thing. It's pissing me off. But we'll do this real quick, and then we're going to tie up day 4 here, and we'll see about whether we're going to move into episode 2 or whether we're just going to do this. Now, we love our patron members. They're, reason this podcast is coming to you. We want you as a patron member. Number one, we want to get you benefits. We want to get to know you better in the private Facebook group. But hey, if the only way you can support us, the way you want to support us, is through a flat donation, we never balk at a flat donation. I want to thank the following people. Chidley of Huntington Beach, California. Look at that.
What's the chances of that?
I know. Ted Theodore of Beaconsfield, Quebec, Canada.
Quebec.
Ryan Lambright of Shipshewana, Indiana.
Nice.
Substantial donation. And he left a message, said, love your podcast and video content. The way they left a flat donation is lawabidingbiker.com/donate. That's right. Help put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
And keeping this bitch running on down the road.
There you go. So you guys want to finish up the night? We can kind of where we went there. It's up there for you, and we'll close it out.
Haywood recommended this place called Hurricanes, being a California native.
Yeah.
And being that it was Cinco de Mayo, it was hopping. It was pretty busy in there.
Yeah.
And
once we found it in the back alley of this other place, it was kind of off
like
the
up above in a mall, kind of out of the way.
Weird.
But he said the drinks were good and the service was good, and it was. The bartenders were on point. And they made some stiff cocktails, and that was just kind of where we got started for the night.
I'm thinking of the taco place. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Hurricanes is downtown, just second floor. Yeah.
But it's kind of up and out of the way. I mean,
the door you had to go through was
it's like
a service.
It's kind of like you're entering a parking garage or something.
Yeah.
But Matt knew where he was going, and so we got up there, and I would recommend it. I mean, it's a big open space and good view. You can go out on the patio and look over
patio is nice. Yeah.
Look over the street and see what's going on down below. And, there's a lot of action that goes on down there.
Guys riding on bikes and all kinds of stuff. Blowing by, crazy. Chicks on the back. Yeah, it was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun. Great place. But that was just, we decided that was going to just be our first cocktail of the night, or a little warm up
We needed
spot.
food.
And just to verify, this is walking distance from our Airbnb. We just walked down there. But Matt recommended this place called Sancho's Tacos.
Yeah, that's the place.
And so it was just a little bit of walk. It's a little from the downtown area. It's a little closer to the beach, a few blocks away, and it was good. The thing is, being in the Yakima, Washington area.
Thank you. I was going to say it.
Central Washington area. We are really spoiled with good, authentic Mexican food. And there's nothing, I'm not necessarily talking bad about Sancho's at all.
No, it's all right.
I enjoyed my meal.
Yeah.
But,
we have better Mexican food here. I'm just going to say it. I mean, I don't know. We do. We have, you guys know. People come back with it. You guys have more Mexican restaurants than any city I've been to. For whatever reason, we do. And we can get any style. There's so many different styles of Mexican food depending on where you come from. And anyway, Sancho's was okay.
It was good. Yeah. I would call it very good even. It's just, we're spoiled up here. We're spoiled with Mexican food, beer, because we got the hop capital of the world, and wine. So anyways. After that, things started getting a little bit fuzzy for me.
Well, that's weird. Why would that happen?
Because we were walking along, and this is why I love Squid. The guy will not have a drip of alcohol all day long. I respect that very much.
He won't ride. He has a rule. He won't ride and drink.
Not even
a beer, not even a sip.
Right.
Yeah.
And each to their own. That's
obviously,
cool.
you shouldn't be intoxicated and ride, but if you have a beer at lunch and ride, you're well under the legal limit. And you're fine. It's legal. So, but we were walking along, and there was a little liquor store. He went in there to get a shot.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that sounds like a great idea. So,
but when he does pour it on,
when he
pours it on.
He gets it on. He does it. So that's where things started getting a little bit fuzzy for me. So somebody else want to take over after that.
Yeah. Well, like we said, I mean, Cinco de Mayo, it was packed. Downtown was packed. Every bar or anything we went into was standing room. You're like shuffling, trying to get a drink. But you had live music everywhere. I mean, everybody had music going on. There's something going on. And,
great atmosphere.
Everybody was just doing so good downtown. They were just doing so good.
So good.
Killing it.
Yeah, they're just killing it. So we did, it was, I mean, we just kind of hopped around, got a drink, and then we'd go somewhere else and just kind of checking things out. But it was busy, man. It was packed.
So I went back to the house for a minute, and you guys were like, well, he's done. He's not coming back. That's how you make an exit.
You've matured in your older age. I mean, when we started this club, you were a pretty young guy, and you're not old now, but I mean, you've got a few years on you now, and you've promoted at work, and now you've got a little more responsibility. And it's for Ryan and I, we've talked about it. It's almost like watching your son grow up and start taking responsibility. It's been really cool to see. The last year's trip and even this one, you made some really good choices, and I'm proud of you.
I'm doing so good.
So good, bud. So
I assumed, you were done.
Yeah.
And I was okay. I was good with that.
Yeah. So I just went back to the house and grabbed some stuff, come back a little bit later, like half hour later. And what do I find?
Why are you laughing, Lurch?
Because I know what he found.
The bar that everybody was at, I see Lurch sitting outside of the bar on a bench.
McKinley's? Was it Kilgree's or McKinley's? It was some.
I think it was McKinley's.
It was an Irish
it must have
place.
been something else because I had already left after McKinley's. I went home by myself. So whatever happened after that, So it must have been a different place than McKinley's because that's the last one I went to.
I feel like it was an Irish place. I don't know. I don't know that it was.
I can't remember when you bowed out. Yeah,
that could have been. So anyway, I come back and here's Lurch sitting on the bench by himself looking at his phone. I'm like, you okay? He looks at me and I'm like, oh, he's a little dicked up. and
Lurch never gets dicked up. Ever.
I'm like, can you find your way back? He's like, oh, yeah, I've done this 1,000 times.
I pulled up the Airbnb on my Google Maps and stumbled my way back.
Follow the line, Lurch. Follow the line.
So, yeah, we stayed up for a while and
nothing too crazy.
No, nothing too crazy. I don't remember what time we got back in, but like I said, yeah, nothing too crazy. And at least not for. Oh, I know what happened. That's right. That was the night that Squid, we had helped Squid back home, or I helped Squid back home.
Oh, yeah.
And
you were helping him out.
Yeah, he definitely had a few, so I helped him make it back and got him tucked into bed. And then, I went to sleep and nothing too late.
It wasn't crazy. Yeah, it wasn't a crazy night. No. Other than Lurch and Squid.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it. I've learned to do it earlier in the day. Just get started early and then go to bed early.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Yeah, because I saw a thing on social media one time. It says, you're an adult when you realize you can do nighttime things during the day. So I don't need to be up till 2 a.m.
Right, to drink.
I don't need to start drinking, at dinner time. I could start at lunch and go to bed at dinner time.
Well, you could.
Right.
Oh, yeah, now you're retired.
Could have started about 45 minutes early if you started lane splitting.
That's true. And taking the toll road.
Terry McDonough says, another good show, guys. Keep up the good
Terry.
work. Thanks for the road name.
Oh,
Penguin. That's it.
Penguin.
Nice.
The Penguin.
Yeah, that's a great name for him too. Awesome. And David Short says, we lane split in Israel now with all the economical small cars. It's like a third lane. Yeah, no doubt. With all the small cars, that's great. Yeah.
So that's another thing about lane splitting real quick. You're probably gonna play an outro here, but is like up here in Seattle area. They built these roads forever ago. And like, if you're going down I-5, I-405, they're just kind of from the 70s, that they put these things in. And so the lanes are narrower. And so I noticed that the lanes seem wider in California. I think it'd be a hair harder to split lanes up here. Maybe I'd still do it.
Well, and their fog line was
big,
double as wide as ours, or their lane lines. I mean, that makes it very easy for a bike to get on that and just kind of ride through.
Shortly after our trip, I went over to the west side on motorcycles, police escort training, and there was a group of us, and it killed me not to be able to lane split.
Right.
Now that we've done it, I was like, we could have, there was plenty of room, and I told my guys, I'm like, oh God, I wish it was legal up here, because we would have saved so much time. We're just backed up in traffic, and there's no reason. So
I've got a buddy that'll probably do it, now that next time he goes over, he said he'll probably do it just because, it's so much quicker. And,
man.
And the other thing is, I guess,
it's safer in a lot of respects. We've talked about it. We could do a whole lane split.
It's not like you're going to get caught. How are you going to catch up?
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Technically speaking, yeah. Unless you get a motor.
That's my buddy, though. Like he says, he'd do it.
Yeah. Yeah, my buddy. Yeah, right. All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to take it out here. And we still got a few more. At Leewell, day 10 was going back, but day 5, 6, 7, and 8 coming up in episode 2 of our Death Valley trip.
Vegas, baby.
You think those were some stories? Oh, shit. We got Reno, we got Vegas, and a whole bunch of stuff in between. But come back. And like I say, if you're a patron member, you're watching this live, or it's in the back end of your patron account, you're catching the rerun, we're going to post Lurch will. He'll post the audio to part 2 of 2 within the next couple days. So you can just dive right in. Again, just another reason you guys want to get signed up as a patron member. Get this access early and all that kind of stuff. But we will get it uploaded so you don't have to wait another 2 months like everybody else to get this second episode. So Lurch.
And normally we take August off for the podcast, but with moving the store and our trip and everything, we ended up taking June off. So if you guys haven't seen any podcasts in June, that's why. But beginning of July, just here in a few days, I will get that out.
Yep. There you go, guys. Don't forget, adding a ton of stuff to the Law Abiding Biker store now that we're in our new building. Our plan is to start scaling up and like Popeye talked about, just get a lot more stuff. Nice. And we have a lot more space, so we can get a lot more inventory. So keep checking back, lawabidingbiker.com/store. If you can find it in our store, I really appreciate it. We're not the big guys. We're not the big, conglomerate Komodo that owns 3 stores. And we care. We're just bikers still, helping bikers. You're talking to us. You're talking to Matt. You're talking to Big Daddy. All that kind of stuff in our store. And it directly supports our mission to continue to help as many bikers as we can worldwide so we can continue this thing we call
the hashtag Biker Revolution.
Nice, guys. Thanks for being here. Hope you had fun. I know we did. I know we beat up on Lurch. We love him.
I'm used to it.
He is. He's such a, he's nice about it. He gets kind of chippy. But
are you shitting me? Jesus Christ. What a load of crap.
It's so feisty.
You're such an asshole sometimes.
Thanks for stopping by, Ty. It was nice meeting you as well, buddy.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I'm going to quit.
No, we love you, Lurch. You know that. You put up with it. Yeah. It's great. It's all for entertainment. Just remember that. It's all for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, your entertainment.
Hey, Popeye was hacking on you too. It wasn't just me. And Cowboy was even getting some hacking in on you.
Oh man.
I don't remember doing that.
Well, the thing is, they do it occasionally when they come down on podcasts. You do it on every podcast.
Every single
Sometimes I don't even hear you doing it. I'm over here working the computer and I'm paying attention.
Just remember, I stayed neutral the whole time.
Whatever, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Safety source.
I represent that remark.
Thanks, guys, for being here.
See you guys.
It's been fun.